That is ridiculous.
I think they just left me a voicemail too. We should listen to that. We'll check that out in a minute, and it'd be awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm sorry, Cam. I shouldn't have said anything to them.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Goat Cave podcast. Today we have tons and tons of phone calls going on. So before we even start this out, let's do this. Let's see what's happening here. Did they call again?
Probably.
They did. So
Oh
let's
my
see if they
goodness.
do it again after this. I was just about to hit the button and it didn't work. So
Oh, man.
that's hilarious. We'll wait like 30 seconds and let's see.
I'm going to feel so bad if they're just blowing up your phone the whole time.
Don't worry about it. This is why I got a separate number so that this won't happen all week.
Smart.
Oh,
I
fuck.
guess you could, like, turn it off, too, eh?
I guess I could. I'm not gonna. Oh, fuck. Today on the Goat Cave podcast, we have Brayden Hasen, and he already took a seat. He's here today to talk to us about riding for 198 days straight. That's insane.
Wow,
But before
that's crazy.
we jump into that, last week on the show, we had Kyle Hoyer, a.k.a. Goon Style Kyle. You guys have to go check that episode out after this. It was so much fun sitting down with him. He's just a real treat. Like, you've met Kyle, obviously,
I have.
right? Yeah, he's nuts. It's always a good time with him. So go check that out. We talked about him stripping in Space Goats and, running down the middle of the road naked after doing a kinked rail. That was awesome.
I can't believe I haven't seen the video.
You got to check it out, man. It's online. Oh, fuck. But yeah, anyways, go check that out. It was such a good time talking with him. And next week, we have 2 awesome episodes planned. So first up, we have my buddy Ryan, a.k.a. Peanut,
Oh,
come
Peanut.
into the studio. He's going to come chat with us about his dirt jumps in his backyard. It's going to be pretty cool because he literally has a full set of trails in his backyard in the
it's pretty
middle of the
crazy.
city. So if you guys want to learn about trail riding, definitely come and check that episode out. That'll be on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we have Adam from Station BMX in Hamilton. That dude's solid. He's got the best tables in the game. They're so
Yeah.
snappy. He's got double whips on lock, whip to Fufanu. I was talking to him earlier this week while we were at Inflow. The guy can't do a Fufanu unless there's a tail whip into it.
What?
I know.
way.
He's like, it takes me way longer, so I just tail whip into him. I'm like, that's fucked. So definitely check that one out. We're going to talk about the local scene in Hamilton, the mid-school BMX era, as well as Station, his shop. So that'll be really cool. Yeah, so let's jump into some BMX updates here. So some updates in the BMX world. First up, we have Our BMX. They are doing a review on the Tubolito tube. Have you guys heard of these tubes before? I know you
Yeah.
probably have because you work
Yeah,
in
I
a
have.
shop, right?
No,
Oh, what the fuck?
I haven't.
Okay, so to explain what the Tubolito tube is that it's a tube that's like a third of the size. It weighs half as much. It's made out of a different compound, so it's a lot harder. And basically, if you put 80 psi in your tires normally, you can put 60 in, and it feels the same as 80 or 90. And they're way stronger.
Yeah.
Here's the only downside: normal tubes, $10. Tubolito tubes, $40.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's $40 for a tube. That's kind of it's hard to really justify that. So they took the tube to the test, and you guys should definitely check that out because it's really interesting to see what they were doing to make sure that this tube is actually a good quality product. They took a normal tube and they put a nail through a piece of wood, and then they pushed it down on it, trying to see how much weight you have to use. And surprisingly, the Tubolito tube, they were really pulling on it. It didn't even go through the nail.
That's weird.
So it's kind of interesting to see that.
I did see something online this week that Eclat was gonna try
Do
to screw around with,
tubeless.
tubeless tires
Yeah.
and rims.
So that a lot of people are kind of on the fence about it. You already are. I think that tubeless is definitely a possible thing. However, I don't think that it's going to be the proper thing for street riding.
No,
And I don't think it's going to be, here's the other thing. I don't think it'll be the thing for hardcore spinning park riding. Because how often do people land and almost blow a
Yeah.
tube out or blow their wheel out because the tire just ends up going over to the side? I think that it's going to work best in BMX racing, which I feel like they're probably already doing, is tubeless tires.
Yeah.
and
100%.
trail riding. I bet you trail riding would be really good for that because like you don't really do too many crazy spins or whips when you're trail riding.
And most of the time you land straight anyways.
Yeah. So that's my thing. I think tubeless would be awesome for trail riding purposes.
Yeah.
For street, I think there's too many like, nails and whatnot and the
Sharp edges and
just everything, right? So it is cool that they're starting to make that step though. I think that's like it is nice when you see progression, right?
Yeah, that's
like
exactly what I was gonna say. Progression in like BMX technology.
yeah, exactly.
Even if it doesn't work, they're experimenting and looking at different ideas.
Yeah, exactly. We're still going, eh? This is going good so far. Normally my stream is like kind of iffy, but it's working tonight. So
Brayden, you're good luck.
hell yeah. There you go, man. So some other stuff that happened this week. The Toyota Triple Challenge went down yesterday, and that was just for the just to basically. I didn't know this, but the Toyota Triple Challenge is actually an open thing. Anybody can go and try it.
Wow.
It's like
didn't know
open
that.
invite. You can literally, it's just like a joyride contest. You can go sign up, sign a waiver, and try it.
That's sweet.
So, there's like a big line of these dudes wanting to try it. There was 2 young kids that went there. One was the youngest kid, and he just went down the roll-in. But the second youngest kid actually tried to hit the jump. And I guarantee everybody's already seen this clip, but I do want to talk about this. So let's pull this clip up, and we'll talk a little bit about it. So just give me 1 second here, boys.
Take your time.
That was actually pretty quick today. We're on top of this.
Me paying
Boom.
Alrighty, so the reason that I'm bringing this up today is, I saw that his parents seemed kind of upset that he is now blowing up in the BMX world for a crash, and they run his Instagram account. So I would actually like to show off a different thing that they did as well, just to basically, even the playing fields. Then people can see him landing stuff instead of just seeing him fail, and then we'll jump back into this. So here's a clip of him from, I'm not sure, but this is just him riding a park.
Yeah, good on him. That was clean.
Yeah. 360 over a spine.
No, I
that.
cannot
That's
do
a
that.
big spine
Yeah.
too, though.
It's like a transition spine, it looks like, too, which is crazy. So, yeah, that's some footage of him landing that. Definitely go check out Energizer Benny on Instagram. He's got a lot of talent, and obviously I want to see where he goes within BMX. So let's talk a little bit about his parents being a little upset over the fact that their son is,
Man.
huge on the internet right now for a crash instead of, something successful. So the first thing that I want to say is that no matter what you've done on a bike, no matter what you've done for the BMX community, how big you are in BMX, BMX owes you absolutely nothing. And until you get that through your head, you'll never really fully capture what BMX truly is. You know what I mean? Like, for me, it's done pretty much everything for me. Like, look around. My whole office is built around BMX. Everything that I've done over the last 10 years have been for BMX. I'm not that big. You know what I mean?
No.
I don't try to be. Like, I'm just doing this podcast because I love to talk with other people that love BMX. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to show off what we have in this world. But if this doesn't take off, then that's fine.
Yeah.
So I guess, like, a big thing for them, they don't want to see their son be the next, like, Began, where everybody knows him from that. And I got to say, man, Began's done pretty good. Began's one of the biggest riders in the world. Like, you can ask pretty much anybody that rides
agree.
BMX, and they've met Began, or not met him, but they've seen Began before. And, it might have started off with that half cab clip, but he's grown into something different, right? Like, look at the younger generation of riders. They're all really big fans of Began. They ride like him. They dress like him. They listen to music like him. And that's all because he blew up from that one clip. You know what I mean?
El Toro.
Yeah, the El Toro crash.
Even
So
though he didn't land it, like, nope.
I wouldn't have the balls to even.
That's the
down
thing.
it,
That's
probably.
cool.
those fucking jumps, I wouldn't try that shit.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
He's young. He tried it. Yeah, he fell. But, like, even me, I'm 18. How would you be going and sending?
The thing that I don't get is, like, if his parents are actually, like, supporting him in BMX, why, like, are they thinking that he's not gonna crash? And, like, if they're at a competition this big, someone's bound to be filming, and, like, it's gonna get out there.
That's the thing. I think they were just upset that the clip went so viral and that like people weren't even tagging him in it. But it's like, dude, that sucks. That's the internet, man. That's not even like a BMX thing. That's just the internet. Like, do you know how many times that I've had to send like creators their stuff and be like, hey, I saw that these people were using this. Actually, recently, West 49 took one of, I don't know if you guys like follow skateboard guys at all.
A little bit.
But they took Shrimp Daddy. Shrimp Daddy's like this amazing editor. He always has the funniest shit on his page. He did this funny thing with Will Smith where like it's just really weird. Like he literally just it's like Rodeo Peanut, but he over edits everything. So he has this like clip of Will Smith doing something and West 49 posted it, but they didn't tag him in it. So I sent that to him and he's like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Like it's fine. But I don't know. It's just my thing is like you can't be that upset about it. Like it's just the way the internet works nowadays, unfortunately.
That's the thing. It's so unpredictable too.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess, what I'm trying to say is remember why you ride BMX and just have fun with it. Like your day will come where, you might have that BMX fame. You might be famous from this. I think a lot of people are going to remember that crash. And no matter what, every year somebody gets fucked up at the triple challenge. And unfortunately, this is your year. Like
last time it was Jake Leva.
Yeah.
And he left like hurt.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, at least he walked away from this, which is even crazier. So shout out to you, Energizer Benny.
Yeah,
go check him out on Instagram. That kid kills it. Let's move on.
Okay.
So this week we have some news that FBM actually just closed their doors for their machine shop, which is like super sad. You know what I mean? Those guys are the best. So
just it's weird thinking that about FBM closing as opposed to another company because FBM is like they have the community there. Like they're all about the community rather than selling and just making a profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the whole vibe behind FBM, I guess.
Sorry, 1 second here. Hey, you got somebody on the stream here.
Oh.
This is Brayden Bieber is his name on YouTube. Brandon Bieber. There we go.
Yeah.
You know him?
I do. He's from Stratford.
Shout out to you.
Is he related to the Biebs?
Justin Bieber?
Yeah.
He's his cousin, I think.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did he get any millions of dollars out of that?
I don't think so, but it's kind of a pickup line for any girl, pretty much.
Pretty much. I mean, 100%. Those girls are willing
That's
to.
worth the money, anyways. Though.
Dude, that's the thing. Those girls are 100% willing to give the fucking reach around for that shit, man. Oh, fuck.
Jesus.
All right, so back to FBM. I'm actually hoping to dive deeper about the whole situation with a new series that I'm going to do soon. So, yeah, we'll have more information on that. Just keep an eye out for it. And yeah, it's time for everybody's favorite segment.
What's that? Bail of the week?
Bail of the week. Bail of the week.
Yeah.
So, Bail of the week. If you're new here, all of these are fan-submitted clips. Each week, I sit down with a guest, and we pick out our favorite bail. And then it goes on to the finals. At the end of the year, the fans are going to pick out their favorite clip, and the Bail of the Year champion gets a trophy and a new pro model frame.
Ooh.
Send in your clips, motherfuckers. You can win a frame. I'm going to buy you a frame.
I'll send in my backflip fail.
There you go. There's another one that I think you should send in at All In. The fucking slide out. That's a good one.
Slide out.
That one bike night, like a few weeks ago.
Oh, that
when
shit
you
hurt. I'll send them both in.
Send them
One
both in.
Stratford skate park. I sent a backflip and just.
Nice. Dude, always tell your friends too. Send their clips in because you're just going to get put on the internet. It's going to be awesome. And you might win a frame out of it, right? So
yeah, you might blow up.
Exactly. You might be, at the triple challenge and you might eat shit, but send your clip in and we'll post it.
Has anybody submitted that yet?
No. Although Pro Rider actually just sent me a clip to post in next week. Yeah. And then I think this other kid today, later on, he sent one in. I think he's also, I don't know if he's pro, but he's a UK dude and he's pretty good. So
UK dudes are generally pretty good.
I know, man. It's so weird. So first up, Crash Master himself, Eric Weir.
Good old Eric.
Good old Eric. Let's jump into this. Once I figure this out. Here we go. I love this.
Oh, yo.
I love this guy.
Oh, yeah.
I have to see that again.
Oh, I love it. All right, here I'll throw this on the other side, and then you guys can hear me. Let's show this one again.
That was awesome.
I love this. I died laughing when he sent me this.
Looks like you're throwing good now. Oh, right in the ribs.
I'm sorry, Eric. That's just a funny one to watch.
Dude, like right to his fucking hip. That would suck balls, man.
Oh man.
Oh, dude, Eric, I love you. You're great. Thank you for sending that in.
I missed that setup at all in too.
I know, it's such a good one, eh?
Oh
Oh well, what do you do?
what do you do?
So we'll keep that one in mind. It's a really good one. Next up, we have Brayden Bygrave taking a slam at Pipes and Rails Park when that was still open. Did you ever ride there, Caleb?
No.
You would be too young. You wouldn't have
Too
rode
young,
there. Pipes and Rails was actually like a park that was run by the city of Cambridge, just in an arena.
Was that the one?
It was like $3 to get in. You didn't even have to sign a waiver. It was like super shitty.
Was that the one that it was like brakes required?
Brakes required.
Required.
So, Brayden put his on his crossbar.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it is so funny. So yeah, this is a clip that Eric Weir sent in of Brayden. There was like always so many fucking scooter kids there because like just, you know, the price being so cheap.
Yeah.
You could just literally send your kids there for a couple hours,
know,
go
I
do
was-
something
I
else.
was just gonna say parents probably think it's like a cheaper than daycare kind of thing.
That's the thing, right? Like, because there's always like a person working over there. There's somebody over there.
I love that clip of Adam Wamble doing that up rail and just screaming.
Yeah,
at them.
there's like a bunch of kids on top of this thing, and they keep trying to like go up it and then turn around and come down. There's a rail on the other side. My buddy Adam like comes up and slides the rail, lands, and literally right at the kids, and they all jump off like, no fucking way, I'm not fucking with this.
That's so funny.
Oh fuck! All right, and next up we have one from Johnny Cabrado. I don't know. I'm fucking terrible at reading.
Do I have a stutter?
Cabrado. That's what it's
Cabrado?
gonna be. That's what we're doing it. This one's hilarious.
Ooh.
Like right
Rest
to
in
his
peace to
fucking
your tailbone.
ass. Yeah, it's so
Is that
good.
at Riverside?
Yeah, it is.
I've never
Oh
ridden
man,
Oh man, those jumps are fun, dude.
Yeah.
They're a lot
I've
of
never
fun.
ridden them.
Really?
Like the two times I've went, they were like either too muddy to ride or they were closed.
Yeah. So on this side here is like the small stuff, but on the other side they've got like a nice
I have
big
seen.
line.
I have seen footage.
Yeah, the
of there.
big line's really fun. I used to 3 the first one, and then like, you know, T-bog the next one, come around, look back on the last like hip. It was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. I went to look backs there actually. It's like a good spot for
A
it.
couple of my dudes from Exeter always go to the 403 racing jams.
Yeah. All right. Matt is here.
Matt,
Matt.
Creek Camp.
Creek Camp. He goes to
Dude.
those.
Shout out to the almost non-existent Exeter BMX scene.
Yeah, it's pretty much just
Wait,
held up by Matt.
Was here?
No, it's just our
Oh,
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's also,
Matt was
also
here.
I
his
thought you meant
Instagram handle.
Matt the mountain biker from All In.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Yeah, Matt was here. Yeah.
That's him.
That guy's cool.
Oh, fuck. And this one is sent in by Kristen Powder.
Oh, he folded his bike, bro.
Fucking frame snaps, bro. 2 pieces.
That's almost could have what happened at that triple challenge, but
Right?
he probably weighed 80 pounds instead of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and his dirt gave a little bit.
Oh
Yes.
my god!
Oh, God,
He held
dude.
on till the end, too, like a trooper.
Yeah, that's fucking rough, dude. Jesus. Oh, man.
That one was
Alrighty.
brutal.
So that is the 4 clips we have this week. Now it's up to you guys to pick our Bale of the Week champion. So first up, we had Eric Weir, which I'll scroll back and grab that. Not too far. Here we go. Here we go.
Man.
Boom.
That doesn't get old.
Then we got Brayden.
At least they landed on the downside. of it.
Yeah.
This one was pretty bad.
That one was rough.
The next one's even more.
The frame snap is nuts.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, he hits his head too. For me, it's between that one because of how brutal it is, and
Yeah.
Eric because of how funny it is.
Yeah, Eric's is really funny, but I'm with this guy.
I
Frame
think I'm
snap.
gonna have to be too.
I'm with the frame snap.
Frame snap?
100%.
Alrighty.
2 against 1.
Kristen Potter, you are the Bail of the Week champion.
Congratulations!
Congratulations. You might win a new frame out of this, and then you can replace it.
He actually needs one.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fuck. All right. Let's do Clip of the Week. Clip of the Week this week goes to Nate Vandenberg with this sit-down backflip 360. What?
Different.
This is crazy.
His face at the end, he's like, I should not have landed that.
I love when you just land those tricks that should
So
not have
nuts.
worked.
He's just so proud but like shocked.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That kid is nuts. So
Yeah.
he sent that, and then some dude, like, he asked him, he's like, hey, you should try sit-down back flip whips. The fucking kid sent him
Sit-down
a
flip
video.
whips?
Yeah.
Didn't he
Like
do
20 minutes later, he gets a fucking DM, and this kid, like, backflip flip whip into a foam pit.
Jesus.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, that was fucking nuts. So, Nate, shout out to you, man. That was ridiculous. That's so good.
Sit-down game is strong.
Hell yeah. All right. Before we jump into question of the week, I'll just let you guys know what it is. And if you guys are listening and you want to call in, please do. Using the call button in my Instagram bio. You should find it under contact. You can hit that up. Oh, we got a caller right
wow.
now. Who is this?
That was pretty fast.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here. Hello, you're with the Goat Cave podcast.
Moo.
Moo. We gotta
Moo?
moo.
Moo. Who is this? That's it. That's all we got.
I didn't even get an oink.
That's so funny. Alrighty.
Or
Yeah,
wait, was that supposed to be a goat?
I don't know. It's not a goat. It's a good try.
Don't moo. Moo.
Oh, man.
The black and white ones do. Oh, there we go.
Come on.
Who the
No
hell's
more
calling
moves, no more
now?
moves.
This one's coming from London.
Okay.
Oh,
Hello, you're with the Goat Cave podcast.
Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Who's this?
This is Sarah and Rachel, and we were told that this is the kind of podcast where we can call and talk about whatever we feel like talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's mainly BMX stuff, but if you guys want to talk about, aliens, double anal, trees, plants, whatever you guys want, I'm down.
I do love the plethora of topics that you've offered to us, but I feel like what we really, really want to talk about is aliens, if that's okay with you.
Sure. I don't know if you know this, but I'm a goat from space, aka Space Goats. So if you guys want to talk about
You're a
aliens,
space
we can do
goat?
that. A space goat. Have you never heard of
Are you
these?
more like a billy goat or a mountain goat? I need to know the genre here before we move forward.
It is like a mountain goat. I've got a mountainy beard. I'm wearing a flannel, but I'm a little more of like a hipstery mountain
Wearing
goat.
flannel?
A flannel, yeah.
Flannel sounds like some sort of calendar I forgot to buy this year, but...
Whoa.
It's pretty good. So what do you got about aliens?
Here's my question for you that I want you to ponder if you're ready for it.
Is it a question of is the world a pyramid and not flat? I mean, it would be flat because it has
My
sides.
question is that does alien life need to be able to think, or does alien life just need to be able to exist?
That's a good question. Yeah, I'm not
What do
sure.
you think?
yeah, I'm stumped.
That's a good
You
one.
don't know the answer?
No, I don't. Which is
No,
weird
you
because I am
know,
from
we think about
space.
The whole idea of philosophy. I think,
Hey,
therefore I am.
technically, Cam
Does
would
that
be like
mean
an alien goat.
extraterrestrial life, or is it just the I'm existing, therefore I am?
Yeah, I think you're existing. You're probably from space, right?
Technically, yes.
I mean, I'm from out of this world. Don't get me wrong, baby world.
Yeah, you
but
sound like you're from space.
Oh man, I got a question for you. Is it gayer? Is it gayer to fuck a guy or to get fucked by a guy? What's
Whoa,
gayer?
Whoa.
Ooh.
I would say that is a topic that is involved in the confines of consent, and it has nothing to do with my original or my.
We're talking about
identity
BMX,
or the
you're talking about
identity of others,
aliens.
which I don't assume.
That's fair. All right, have a good one. Thank you so much for calling in. Peace. Goodbye. Oh fuck, that was a good one. Yeah, but anyways, as I was saying, using the link in my bio, you can call into us and just ask us random shit like that.
Or answer our questions.
Yeah, or answer our questions, but we didn't really get any answers from her,
No, we
eh?
didn't.
She didn't
Just
like
more
that.
questions.
She really didn't like that.
It's okay.
No.
Sarah's a cool girl.
Yeah. She'll,
Shout out to
I'm sure
everyone
she'll
in
hit
London
you
at
up.
the One in Food Show.
There you
Just
go.
getting drunk off their
Hell
food.
yeah. Thank you, Sarah. But she didn't even, did she give us her name? I'm not
She
very
did,
good at
she
this.
did.
Okay, she did give us her name. Yeah, but before we jump into question of the week, which was, what keeps you motivated to ride BMX? We'll just do rider of the week, call in, and we'll talk about that in a second. So, rider of the week. This week is actually it goes to two riders.
Two.
These two riders, they followed me on Instagram last week, and I checked out their page, and I was pretty stoked on what I saw. So,
Like one page for two riders?
yes. So,
sick.
we got somebody from Stratford.
Oh,
Hello, you're live with the Goat Cave podcast.
Hey, I got a question for Brayden. This is buddy Brendan from Stratford, Ontario.
I don't know who Brendan is. This is all
Just
bad.
want to know what kind of parks you're trying to ride this year and what kind of tricks you want to get done this year.
That's a
Oh,
really
that's a
good
good
question.
Yeah.
Thank you for not talking about
Yeah,
aliens.
the last question was really,
Well, you
really
know what?
weird.
I really do love the aliens, but I like to see the progression between Brayden.
Hell
Thank you
yeah.
very much. This year I kind of want to I've already learned backflips, but I want to get them dialed down so I can just kind of pull them out of my ass whenever I want.
Are you trying to hit it over the big quarter in Stratford, or are you trying to bring it elsewhere?
Dude, he might
too?
be calling
Not
you
the
out
big
here.
quarter. Not the big quarter. That one's a little scary.
Oh,
I have
come on.
360 barred that.
I know,
but
he
couldn't
sounds
flip
kind of
it.
like a bitch, right? You should probably flip it.
The small quarters where I'd probably try it out onto the grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
where I actually fell doing it, but I think it was just the amount of speed. The quarters are just built weird, so I didn't time it right. I just kind of didn't fully commit.
Well, you just can't get the momentum you need to get it, but
Yeah.
I think you need to try the big quarter.
That's what I
Maybe
think too.
eventually.
That's what I
Either
think.
that or you got to come to Woodstock now and come shred that park.
Ooh, Woodstock's a very interesting.
Yeah,
park.
Woodstock's really strange. I like it, but it's
Wait,
really
wait,
strange.
one sec. Who is this? I recognize the voice. Brendan?
Wetham.
Oh my god, Brendan! Dude! Fuck yeah! But yeah, oh my god, yeah, that's so sweet. Yeah, no, not the big quarter. Not the big quarter. I think I would go to send the backflip and I would land on the top of the quarter.
Would you ever try and hit
So why don't you just
flip the
do
hip?
flip to tires on the top of it? Like
Oh,
flip
dude,
to
I'd
manual?
dude, I'd manual the top of
that's
that quarter.
great.
It's like this wide.
Jesus,
Flip the
man.
peg stall, maybe.
Yeah,
That'd be
I like
crazy. Sam
that.
Davies
Flip
already
to
got that.
over ice. That's a good one. Yeah, how come you haven't done flip to over ice yet, man? What are you doing? You're
I
slacking.
can't even over ice, man. Oh, John Heat.
Well,
was
there's
actually
two
at the
things you
park
got
one
for
day
this
trying that.
summer. I want to see it happen.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for calling in. Do you got any more
doing
questions?
540s this year, so I mean, we got to get something else new.
Yeah, there
maybe
you go.
Maybe sevens.
You get that, you get a six pack. That's all I gotta say.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
dude. Yes.
That's a pretty good deal, man.
That is.
It's a pretty good deal.
Land a trick, get beer.
Thank you for calling in. Do you have any other questions?
No, that's it. Just keep shredding, dude.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you,
Have a
you
good
too.
one. Peace.
All right, peace out.
Yeah, that guy kills it on the skateboard.
Yeah, that guy's fucking sick. That was
He's-
awesome.
He's real
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, so let's jump back into this. So, rider of the week this week. We had,
We have
you know,
two.
there's two riders that followed me on Instagram this week. They have a page that they post together on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I think you'll know exactly who these people are, or you'll totally agree with me because I know you know who these people are. So,
Two people.
yeah, so I followed their Instagram page. All good vibes on there, and the riding's awesome. They're doing great. And for Christmas, there's another unknown caller. We're not gonna deal with that one right now. For Christmas, they gave a bike away to someone.
Oh, yo, these dudes 100% support them. They're killing it. They're like taking the Ontario BMX scene to the next level.
Yeah, these guys are awesome. I love that, and I'd like to give a huge shout out to Bradley M and Christopher Royce from
They're actually-
Roughhouse BMX.
They're actually father son.
That's what I thought. That's what I was pretty sure that that's how this worked.
We took a trip out to wherever they're from, I forget, but just to meet up with them and hang out with them for the day, and it was the most chillest day, nice and relaxed, super nice pair of guys, and I don't know, it was just a good time. It was super cool to see Christopher or Chris, whatever he would prefer.
Yeah.
It's super cool to see him. He's pretty young, and just like one, kill it on a bike for how young he is, and just to be so excited about riding a freaking bike.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. You guys kill it over at Roughhouse BMX. Thank you guys for, just doing more for BMX. I'd love to see that you guys actually gave away a bike. That's really,
I think they've given away like a couple now.
Yeah, that's like super cool, man. That really does a lot for the scene, you know? So shout out to you guys. I'd love to meet up this summer. So make sure you guys come out to my jams. I definitely got some patches for you. We'll see. I might have more merch by then, but yeah.
Go follow
Thank
them.
you guys so much. Go give those guys a follow. Roughhouse BMX. So, question of the week. We were already doing a little bit about this. We were doing, how do you stay motivated? So if you guys do want to call in and tell us how you stay motivated to ride, please do that now. But first, we're going to listen to a voice message from Matt. This message was sent to me earlier this week, and it's a really good message.
Which Matt?
We got a call, actually, so let's do this first.
Okay.
Hello, you're live at the Goat Cave podcast. Unknown number. Who are you? I think it's
What do
the
you
other
think the
guy.
chance?
Oh.
Hello?
Hello?
What do you think the chances are of you boys?
Hello?
Huh?
Hello?
Hello, what are you doing? Sorry, we can't hear you. What are you saying? He keeps cutting out.
Yeah, I heard a few words, but
I know, I'm like, I wish I could call him back, but I can't actually. So we'll see about that, because he keeps unnumbering me. Let's see here. So this is a voice message from Matt.
Matt Creekamp?
So my name's Matt. I don't actually ride a bike, I ride a scooter. But you asked a question, I think it was, what keeps you motivated to ride? And what keeps me motivated to ride is definitely landing tricks that you've been working on, or just setting a goal for yourself and then achieving that goal through any sport like scootering, biking, skateboarding, anything like that. It gives, I think, a different feeling than anything else, and that's how I stay motivated.
I really, really like that answer. You know what I mean? It's such a good one.
That can apply to not only BMX, scootering, skateboarding, but anything. Set a goal and work towards it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I think that a lot of people do think that, like within BMX, most BMX riders are supposed to hate scooters. And I don't think that's the case. You know what I mean?
No.
I know quite a few kids that are unreal on scooters, and I think that scooters just get a bad rap because of fucking little shitty kids. You know what I mean? Like, it really just comes down to if you actually take it seriously and if you're going to do these tricks, if you want to send shit, if you want to actually be part of this, right? So here we go. We got another one. Hello, you're live at the Goat Cave podcast.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? You just called in a second ago, right?
No, I did not.
Oh,
This is
never
my first
mind.
time.
This is somebody new.
Yes. So my name's Anthony, and I just wanted to call to congratulate Brayden. He's one of my best friends. We've been riding for a long time together. Just like to also say I'm loving the show. My the wipeouts, the second clip was probably my favorite.
Hell
being
yeah.
honest.
Yeah, that ice pick was a good one.
It was a good one. It could have been a lot better if he didn't need it.
I can guarantee you Brayden landed that
Yeah, I
for
was gonna
sure.
say, did he end up landing?
Brayden was he's
Absolutely.
quite the shredder. You guys got to go check him out. It's Brayden Bygrave. He doesn't really ride much anymore, but he was such an unreal rider. He rode for Backpedaling Bike Shop in Guelph for years. Whenever we used to go to Pipes and Rails, that kid had like literally 17 spokes in his wheel at one point when you're supposed to have 32. Like his wheels were fucked. Yeah, he killed it. Thank you so much for calling in, though. That's really nice of you to, congratulate your homie. You got any other questions for us?
No, I think that's about it. I just hope you guys have a good night. Tell
Hell
Brayden
yeah,
not to
man.
get too
You
nervous.
too, man. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks a lot, Tony.
No problem.
Cheers
Have a
to
good night
that.
to you.
Have a good one.
Cheers.
Peace.
See ya. Bye.
Yes.
It sounds like you have a good group of solid dudes.
Hell yeah, man. You actually got quite a few people in the stream tonight, so good for you, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so then we got, one of my UK boys hit me up with a DM with this question. So this is Danny Harrow from the Four Pegs crew. Those guys are sick. He said, simply waking up. I see that lump of metal, rubber, plastic, and it's hard to resist going out, or it's hard not to resist going out on the damn thing. Watch a few videos, get the blood really pumping, and you're a winner for the day if you can really just get out and ride. So
True. And that's-
hell yeah, man. Thank you for sending that in, Danny. Yeah, if you guys have any questions for Brayden, we're about to jump into the interview. If you guys want to answer my motivational question this week of what keeps you motivated to ride, do so as well. The number is just in my call button on Instagram. So give us a call. That's HVXgoat Productions on Instagram.
I'm hitting up the stream chat right now too.
Hell yeah, you got to jump into that. Today's guest is a Stratford local who's been pedaling every day for the last 198 days.
Crazy.
Today, he is here to tell us why he rides every day and how to stay motivated. Brayden, how are you?
I'm so well. How are you?
Wonderful. Here, I'm just going to move that mic a little closer to you. Alrighty. Yeah, if you just want to scooch in there.
There we go.
Cool. Alrighty, so that should be a little better there. How did you get into riding? I like to start going way back. How did you start riding BMX?
So I got into riding BMX because my dad was super into motocross, and I grew up around the dirt bikes all the time. I just watched him kill it on the dirt bike, and I got into dirt bikes as well. And then BMX just kind of took it over once I found my BMX kind of thing. And yeah, it was just a lot more fun than motocross to me.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. So do you remember the first bike that you got?
Yeah, it was a nice Canadian Tire, maybe a Walmart
Ooh.
special, one or the other.
Nice.
I was 4 years old. No, actually, I was 3 years old when I got my first bike. I had like training wheels and stuff like that.
Yep.
But the first two-wheeler, I was 4 years old. It was a Canadian Tire special.
Hell
And I
yeah.
remember my dad setting like a piece of paper in the schoolyard.
Yep.
On the grass, teach me how to ride on the grass and go like a stronger rider.
Oh, that's awesome,
It was
man.
a lot of fun.
And what was the first BMX bike that you got?
First BMX bike I got was actually given to me for free from my neighbors 2 doors down. They
Nice.
were trying to sell this BMX for $50, and when it didn't sell in the garage sale, I would just go and use it whenever because I was just close with them. And then one day, my dad was actually telling me to stop using it because it's not my bike, right?
Yeah.
And then I went outside, my dad went outside, and he goes, "I told you to stop using that bike." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he was sitting out on the back porch with a bow on it.
Oh, that's awesome,
He just
man.
gave it to me.
That's really nice of them.
That is nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's
a
like
nice
such a
little
good story on how you got your first bike. You know,
Welcome
I've
to
heard
the wholesome podcast.
exactly. This is the 23rd episode. I've heard 23 of these so far. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Or 22. This is a really good one. I like that.
Thank you.
All right. So let's talk about how you got started with this pedal every day thing. Where did you get the idea?
So I got the idea not from Aaron Ross like most people would think. He's the one who started it, I believe.
Yep.
But this guy right here, Caleb, he
Guess where I got
messaged me
the
one
idea?
day.
You got it from Aaron Ross.
Aaron Ross.
There you go.
I hadn't even heard about it at this point. Aaron had been going for like 200 or 300 days. But this guy was like, "I'm trying this new challenge, pedal every day. You should do it with me." And I was like, "It's summertime. I have nothing better to do other than work at a bike shop and think about bikes all day.
That's
Let's go
exactly-
pedal every day."
Sorry to cut in, but
No
that's
worries.
exactly where I was at. Like I was working afternoons at the time, and I hated waking up like an hour before my shift. So I was just trying to find something to get me up a little earlier, get me out of the house, and actually do stuff in my life. And that was perfect because I would get out on a bike. Doesn't matter if it's BMX or Mike Delzinski. You're in the chat. Shout out to you for lending me your fixie. Or
I've seen that, yeah.
I ended up buying a mountain bike as well.
Mike's
Cool.
sick. I've had him on like my Instagram or Facebook for years, and I've never met him. I don't think I have. He's like mountain bike guy, but he kills it, dude.
100%.
That guy's awesome.
He kills it
Shout out
when
to you,
we
Mike.
party too.
You're great. Yeah, what's he do when you party?
I don't know. I just remember these parties
Got
at his
the-
place.
He's got the reach around going, or
We had
what? Oh my god!
You know, so,
I'm getting old. I need to bike more often. My
You need
legs
to
won't
ride
stretch.
every
day.
nah.
Oh fuck!
But yeah, that's where I got the idea from, and I don't know. I just didn't feel like doing it alone, so I hit up Brayden because I knew he was always super stoked on riding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, dude, it's obvious that you're like always stoked on BMX because I sent him a message earlier this week after you suggested him as a guest, and the message that I got back wasn't like, "Hey, man, you know, thank you. Like, we'll definitely sit down and do this. Just hit me with some dates." It was just all caps, "Hell yes!"
Yeah.
It's like, "Hell yeah, man, that's
Dude.
awesome. That's the attitude I want."
When you post on your story occasionally, like, who should we have in for Rider of the Week, and you have the ask me a question thing. Or not Rider of the Week, who should we have in for the podcast?
Yeah,
And there's been a couple times where I was like, I should just be like, "Can I come on?"
yeah.
But I'm glad I waited,
Hey, man.
It was a lot better to wait, with better feeling and everything.
Anybody that wants to come on the show, you're more than welcome to hit me up on Instagram. just tell me you want to come on the show and explain why, like what you want to talk about. And if I like it, hell yeah. Like if you would have just hit me up and been like, I've been riding every day for these amount of days, I'd have been like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, anybody that wants to do that, hit me up. Fucking just shoot me a DM and we'll figure something out. I got more than enough time, so...
Even if it's not, like, right away you get on the podcast, there's always that opportunity that...
Well, dude, I have pros right now. I have pros waiting, like, in a list. Like, I've literally got some crazy fucking list here with a bunch of dates.
I'm stoked to hear these coming up.
There's a lot of good dudes coming on. They're just waiting on dates. So, like, Dylan Stark, we're going to have on the show at some point.
Yeah, like that's.
I was gonna have Mark Brunette on last week, but
when he was in
Mark, that's the problem is that he was only here for like 2 days, and I was trying to figure it out. I was gonna rent a fucking hotel room and just go and shoot it with him, and then upload it, and I just ended up not being able to, which sucked. But we're just gonna have a phone interview with him. Mike Laird, we're gonna talk to him about building the best frames in BMX at some point. Denham Cox agreed to do the show. Lee Dennis is coming on in person later this year.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people coming on, and then like some lesser known people too. So this dude who collects BMX DVDs.
Are you talking about the guy down
in Texas? Yeah. So he's gonna come on. He's got over he's close to 1,000 different BMX DVDs, and we're gonna talk to him about like why he's into BMX videos and why he's collected so many of them. My thing is that like this whole podcast, I want it to be about BMX in total. I don't want it to be just about the pros. I want to do local kids like you, because this is what I love. I love just being able to sit here and fucking throw my leg right up there and do this shit whenever I want, because we're just having fun. You know what I mean?
All it's about is just having fun, living life.
Hell yeah. So yeah, anybody that wants to come on the show, just hit me up. We'll fucking figure something out, you know? So let's talk. Yeah, we were talking about how you got started with this. You're at 198 days now, correct?
Hell yeah.
When did you go riding today?
I haven't yet.
We're going to have to figure this out.
We're either going back to Stratford.
I have my bike in my car.
Yeah.
So
if we go back to Stratford, we're going to go to a parking garage that I've found. It's heated. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
People are pretty nice about us riding there. And if we ended up staying here tonight, I'm going to go ride Caleb's bike out in the 1 foot of snow that's there.
Yeah, I think we should do like hop 180 bars in a foot of snow.
Hell yeah. That'd be hilarious. I got an old fucking green cruiser bike you can drift around for a bit if you want.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, if you guys can even make it home. It looks like the snow's stopped. Let's just talk about that. These motherfuckers drove through the craziest snowstorm to get here.
It's bad.
Like, so bad. There was no snow on the ground yesterday. I wake up this morning, and there's already, like, good, 6-8 inches of pleasure, of snow on the ground, and it's just gotten way worse since then. It literally was snowing all day to the point on where, like, a lot of the stores in town have actually closed down for the day. Like, the one that I work at, they closed for the day. They're like, yeah, we're done. We're just going to close the store early because nobody's coming in. It's snowing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Caleb, you drove from London to Stratford.
Dude,
and
the
then
drive
here.
wasn't the worst. It was, I stopped at McDonald's, and it took me 2 or 3 minutes to get out of the fucking parking lot. Because I drive a little Mazda Protege, and it's like fucking 4 inches off the ground.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, did you see my awesome shovel job? I shoveled right down to the fucking dirt.
Dude, I was talking on the way here. I cannot imagine you like going out to shovel snow. It's just...
Oh, dude, I love it. When I worked at All In, I used to like go out once in a while. Derek, if you're listening, yes, I know. I didn't do very much, but still, I would go out and I would like... The one night in particular, I know that I went out there and shoveled the whole fucking driveway right to the dirt because I don't mind it.
Crazy times we show up and there's like a ton of snow.
Dude, yeah. It's fucking crazy.
But it's all in one
there.
area because Cam shoveled it there.
Exactly. Like you just can't get out of the driveway, so you got to keep spending $20 to get in. Oh fuck. So, what are some of the challenges that you've faced while doing this? So obviously, like today, it's fucking crazy snow out. So the only way that you can go and ride is if you go to this indoor garage. If you guys do get snowed in for some reason, there's an indoor garage pretty close to here that we'll go to.
No, we're riding in the snow, Cam.
Yeah, exactly. Market Square, bro.
It's not your bike. It's my bike.
I know, but we should do both. Parking garages are cool.
Yeah, this parking garage is pretty sick. It's been in a couple of videos of mine.
Yeah.
Market, you've been to Market Square, right?
Mate?
You were at the Jam last year, right?
Yeah.
You were there.
Are you talking like the red wall?
Yeah, sort of. You know the red wall ride?
Yeah.
Before that, we had that like setup with the stairs with the ledge up at the top.
Oh, everybody jumps down the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's a good spot. There's actually like a little couple things in there that are like okay, nothing great.
That
There's
ledge
like
would be fun to ride.
the ledge is awesome. It's a lot of fun.
What side are your pegs on?
Both in the front.
He only runs front pegs.
No, they're on right side.
Oh, okay. Right side.
Hell
We'll
yeah.
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
You're just
That'd be
gonna
all
do switch
good.
feebles. That's all.
Let's do it. Switch feeble 180 first one.
The spot's actually
That'd be
pretty
easy.
sick, so you'd probably enjoy it.
I'm bad at pegs.
So yeah, as I was saying, what are some of the challenges that you've faced having to ride every single day?
So on a day like today, if we go back, if he doesn't come with me, for example, I'll be carrying my bike halfway across town because it's a nice bike and I've never had a nice bike before now. I don't want to ride it through the salt and stuff like that. I will occasionally, but I try to keep it as clean as I can. So a night like tonight, I would just pick it up over my head.
I'm
Carry it all
shaking
the
my
way.
head because you're a crazy fuck for doing that.
That is
Yeah,
like
I get
so
some weird
gnarly.
looks, but it's cool. Like,
Hey man, that's how you get motivated.
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean? That's what you're willing to do just to go and ride, which is pretty cool, dude. That's like a lot of dedication. I mean, I rode twice this week. Both times I had somebody come pick me up and drive me to Inflow. The one time Jesse just paid for me. He's like, yeah, let's ride. I haven't seen you in forever. I'll pay your entry. I'm like, okay, cool. So like, and before that, 2.5 months without riding. Like I'm
I
literally,
can't even picture that anymore.
That's the thing,
It
like-
would feel wrong. Like I got a concussion recently, and I guess I didn't pedal on the ground, but I went in my landlord's basement and I sat on my back, tried to throw some tail whips, did some bars.
still riding, man.
Dude, yeah.
Because the challenge
Those
is
are
to
the
pedal
rules.
A bikes, you have to make sure you pedal a crank all the way around.
Yeah.
You
So
were
yeah,
pedaling
so what's
an
the
elliptical too.
Sorry?
An elliptical bike.
Trainer?
Yeah.
So yeah, my bosses kind of say that's cheating. They just kind of razz me about it.
Yeah.
It still is pedal every day. You pedal a bike once a day. There's been about 15 days maybe where I just
Dude, you
put it on my
should switch
story
it
and
up.
I just pedal it for like 5 minutes.
You should switch it up and go on a kayak and it's paddle every day.
No,
This is in the middle of Stratford in a
Not
snowstorm.
Stratford, not in a snowstorm, but they do paddle boats.
Yeah.
So you're still pedaling. It's gonna be pedal every day once this summer.
Oh man, that'd be
Just a
cool. Yeah, as I was saying though, like, you know, some of the challenges, obviously, we've got tons of snow out there today. What are some of the like rules behind pedal every day? At least for you, what are the rules in your mind? Is it that you need to just step on a bike, pedal it once, and you can get off and you're fine? Or do you need to ride for a specific amount of time? How does this work?
So, kind of varies. Like if it's a day where I'm really not feeling well or something, or even if I'm sick, like if I'm homesick from work, I'm not gonna want to be out for an hour. Like it just looks bad on you too. I'll
Yeah.
just pedal it down the street. That's it. It kind of just depends on the circumstances. But then it also changes once you try a trick, you have to land it. Like it feels incomplete. Like
Okay, I like
it
that.
actually happened last night where I went and tried this trick for a while, and I got kicked out of the parking garage, unfortunately. I tried it for about 2 minutes there. It was a half cab, manual, 180, and then I don't know what it's called where you put your feet on the wall.
Okay, yeah, I know what
And
you
then
I've
mean.
seen
just
that. That was
come
sick.
out of that and then do a backlash. So I got kicked out of there. I had no gear with me. I just froze my hands off at this train station under the pavilion.
Yeah.
And I fell a couple times. I was just like, fuck it, let's just go home, come back later. I got a couple beers in me, unfortunately. I went out and still tried it. Couldn't land it.
Yeah. That
But
makes
got
sense.
some pictures. I pedaled more. Like, I pedaled for probably, like, 45 minutes in total. So it counts. I didn't
Dude,
land the
on a
trick,
day
though.
like that, it's pretty
Yeah,
good.
yesterday was
I'll get
pretty
it.
cold,
I'll get it
man.
probably tomorrow or something, somewhere.
Well, I was fucking waiting uptown because I take the bus to work every day, and I have to take 2 different buses, and they're like 10 minutes apart. So I like fucking get to uptown and I'm just standing out there for like 12 minutes, and there's a brewery across the street, and I'm like, I go in there all the time. When I'm kind of broke, I'm like, do I go in and just fucking chug a beer back and wait for the bus? I'm like, I don't want to get in the habit of that, so we're just gonna wait, and then we'll go in another day. But yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. I was fucking freezing my ass off out there. Like, I can't believe that you were out riding. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I actually, when I decided to go home, I was in a t-shirt by that time.
Just sweating your
There
ass
you
off.
go.
See, I'm not even that hot. Like, I was definitely sweating a bit, but you get super focused on a trick, and it just, like, just your arms feeling more free, it just makes it a little more easy. It's weird.
True.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
matter how cold it is, because you're, like, a little bit warmed up. You're definitely a little chilly when you take your coat off, but the trick just feels easier.
Hell yeah. So we'll step away from this topic really quick. What's your favorite trick right now?
Favorite trick got to be 540s because they feel massive and they're usually pretty safe. You can, like, I don't know, if you fuck up like super bad, which knock on wood I haven't,
Yeah.
you'll usually just kind of it looks gnarly when you fall, but you'll just kind of like run over the bike. pretty
Yeah. Do you do them on quarters
much. 540
typically?
on quarters, I should have said that.
Okay, cool.
I can fly out, but they're not my favorite.
Do you do them over coping or just in the coping?
Over coping.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
he has some good looking 540s.
That's sick. Yeah, my buddy Jesse, you know Jesse, obviously. He was in the video.
Yeah.
Jesse-
He's got like Jesse Dzikovic.
Okay. No.
Jesse has like always struggled with 5s on quarters. He can do them and they look really good, but half the time when he comes around, he'll like catch his fucking front wheel on the deck. I'm like, oh, it's
I
so
think I have
rough.
seen a couple
He
clips
did
of
it
him
all
doing
in a couple times where he just fucking pulled it around and ate it so hard.
Yep.
But that kid's so good, so it doesn't even matter. It's just one of those things that like he's fallen a couple times on it. But and what do you think the hardest trick or hardest line you've ever done was? And do you have it on video at all? Was it something you spent a lot of time on? Tell us about the journey to landing it, I guess.
I'd have to say the backflip. Not exactly a line, but the trick. It was more
Okay.
a mental block. First time I tried it, I just did it because I was trying it into foam, right? And then there's a video of it on my Instagram. I landed it and just screamed right away at the top of my lungs. It was pretty funny.
Hell yeah.
And then I actually tried it later on at the Stratford skate park, and I went up, got right upside down, my feet just came off, and I'm glad I didn't sack myself or anything. My like inner thighs kind of wrapped around the stem, and I just landed.
Damn.
I had knee
You want
pads
another one?
on for
There
the
you
first
go.
time in a while.
How are you doing?
I'm good for now.
Cool. Yeah, just grab one when you're ready. Let's see here. Caleb, I like that. That's fucking very awesome.
What?
Just the whole fucking chug right back. Oh yeah.
Can't
Caleb
wait
lets
like
it go
you stay
down
here,
his
mate.
throat. So let's shout out a couple riders from Stratford that you love. You know, who are some of your friends that are local riders? There's people that you think are underrated. I love to ask
Yeah.
people this because it
Can
gets
I
people stoked. You can
start
join in on
one?
this.
Matt.
Matt who?
He has a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that guy.
He's not necessarily like
Nothing against him. He's definitely not the best rider out there, but I have the best sessions with him. He's
Yeah.
the most positive guy I know, and he has probably the most progression out
Plus,
of all the riders there.
he takes the time to make YouTube videos and post them and stuff,
Exactly.
too. Which
And
is
he's
awesome.
almost always willing to ride too. He's never really having a bad day. The closest thing to like, I hate it when you're riding and people complain, right? The closest thing was when he got a flat tire when we were going to a place like to ride. And I understand that, like, you get a flat tire, you didn't expect that.
Yeah,
He was having a bad day after that. But other than that, he's always been in a positive mood and just always willing to film, too.
Yeah.
Never, like, my hands are cold. Can I
Dude
give you
is
the phone
such a
back?
like down to earth guy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. William, I saw your message. I want you to call in and tell him that because I think it'd be a lot funnier. So go to my Instagram and hit the contact button, and there's a call thing. Just call in and tell him because I think it'd be hilarious. Don't be reading it. You can wait. Hopefully, if he doesn't call in, then I guess I'll just have to tell you. But yeah. So you said Matt, and this can be people that you just think are underrated in general. So like, it doesn't have to be just from Stratford, just people in general.
Yeah. Another one from Stratford would be Adam Dunn.
Adam Dunn. That name sounds familiar, but I don't think I know who
He's
that is.
crazy. Like, so the old Stratford skate park, did you see that one much?
I know what it looks like.
I
It's
don't think I
almost
ever
like
rode there.
It's like a metal prefab.
So
park.
Yeah.
it's in Mitchell now. You know the roll-in?
They moved it to Mitchell?
Yeah, so you
That's
know how
sick.
the Spox
Oh,
was
that's
here,
really
the spine
cool.
box? You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So you know where the roll-in is, where people would sit right in front of that?
Sure.
There was the bar, and there's like a half mark and then the full.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy, alone, like nobody's there, went and sent it over the bar onto grass.
And he landed it.
First time he actually snapped his foot.
All right, here we go. We got
Alone.
we got a phone call here. Let's check this out. Hello, you're live at the Goat Cave podcast.
Hello,
you're live at the Goat Cave podcast. Oh, he hung up. I'm like, I might have had him.
He was
on
shy.
mute. That might have been me.
Sorry, they
Sorry.
were shy.
I suck.
I can't assume.
If it was William, he was just gonna tell you that he landed 540s before you. That's all.
William Clark. Oh!
He's up on the stream chat.
Yo, that guy landed bar spins before me too, but like.
Oh,
doesn't
here we
matter.
go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, I hope this is Will.
Hello, you're live at the Goat Cave podcast.
Hey, it's William, Brayden's friend.
Yes.
And Yeah, I just want to brag to him that I landed 540s before he did.
Well, I'm gonna land a tail whip before you, okay? So
I'm
go out and start
just
practicing it,
bragging
'cause I
that I'm
ride
better
every
than
day.
you.
Pardon?
He's just saying
I'm
he's
just
better
bragging
than
that
you.
I'm better than you.
Exactly.
Better than me? Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
Maybe we'll just end this and have a podcast with William instead. He sounds
Yeah,
like
we
he's
have
done
to.
5s before. Oh, fuck. Thank you so much for calling in, Will. I love that you actually did that. I was really
Dude.
hoping you would.
Will, you're the
No
best,
problem.
buddy.
Thanks for having my call.
Hell yeah. Thank you. Peace out, dude.
See ya.
That kid's so funny, and he does kill it on a bike for sure.
Hell yeah.
So funny.
That's sick. That was awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. So let's see. So right now, let's talk about, we're all from Canada here.
Really?
We know what the snow is like out there.
Yep.
We were saying you ride underground spots. Is there any other spot in Stratford that you'll ride, or are you typically hitting up indoor parks whenever you can? What's going on with that? How do
So
you
I'll hit
ride
up
every day?
indoor parks whenever I can, but I don't drive yet. Kind of a late bloomer with that.
Don't worry, I'm 23 years old and still don't drive. So
Props to that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So I'll get to an indoor park whenever somebody's going, but pretty much just that underground parking garage, and then there's the train station. It's got like a pavilion right there, so that's where I was last night when I got kicked out of the parking garage. And then there's another pavilion out by Erie Street McDonald's. I don't know if you know where that is.
Yep, I got
right by
stuck
where
there
you
today.
get your license. There's like a really good pavilion right there. But other than that, it's about it for Stratford.
Hell
Nice
yeah.
spots.
Yeah, that kind of sucks because there's not much, but like even in Kitchener, man, there's really not much. There's one spot that I used to hit up all the time, and if you go there, basically it's an underground parking lot, and the doors close at a certain time. But here's the thing: if you go in, I'm just checking that this isn't like a call. Yeah, we're good. If you go in before the doors close, you can just ride in there, and once the doors close, you're fine. It's just once the doors, like if you're in there, you're fine because the doors open from the other side.
Okay, that's okay.
But if you're on the outside trying to get in, you can't. So that kind of sucks. And what's funny is that it's literally right next to the police station. I've never been kicked out of there, ever.
It's good.
There's not much to ride, but like it's just a spot to go, And then right close to there is Market Square, which you've been to before. To explain Market a little bit, it's a parking garage, like right downtown. There's a really nice, like, I want to say 8-stair probably.
Yeah.
I 3'd it for my video. It was the first clip in Space Goats. I 360'd it. And the thing is that it's a really tall 8-set, but with really short, like, stairs. So basically, like, it's like a flat drop. It's really nice. So I 3'd it, and then, I had a dude try and whip it. I want to try and whip it, but my whips really aren't that great. Brett tried to bar it, and he fucking ate it.
Brett Trouton?
Oh, yeah. Brett Trouton.
Shout out to Brett.
Yeah, Brett's sick. I love Brett. He's fucked. Brett tried to bar it. He ate shit really hard. Andy came in and fucking trucked it, though. And that was a 2-day journey. Like, we went there, and he was sizing it up, trying to just 3 it, get ready for it. And then I think that he tried it once and ate shit, and then we got kicked out. And then the next time we went there to film it, the building manager showed up. And he was like, no, I just want to see, like, we were like, hey, man, do you need us to leave? Like, what's going on? He's like, no, I just want to see you guys land this. Like, you guys are cool. And then we get talking, and the guy fucking hates skateboarders. He hates them so much.
Oh, yeah?
He's like, yeah, every fucking time they come here, they're way too loud. They're drinking. I'm like, well, it's 10 in the morning or else I'd be drinking. You know what I mean? If it was 11, I would be drinking.
Dude, you should have got his number, so then whenever security shows up, you can
That's
just
the
call
thing,
the
though.
building manager.
That's the thing. So this fucking dude, I didn't believe him at first. I'm like, yeah, you're the building manager. Security shows up, and they're like, hey, Jason, you got this, right? It's fine, right? Like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh, no way.
Like,
That's awesome.
no shit. Holy shit, dude. So, like, we just literally sat there, and Andy pulled it. Like, that's insane. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Andy is crazy on a bike.
Andy is fucked.
Hills.
Like, I really wanted to film another video, and it's still in my mind. I'm still going to film another, like, full length, I think. But I'm going to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's 100% the first person I'm going to fucking contact because that dude is nuts. I really want to have Jeff on the podcast, or not the podcast, but Jeff from Inflow,
Yeah.
big beard.
I know who
He's
Jeff
going to
is.
do the podcast. I really, really want him to do a full part for me because it would be so fucking crazy, man.
So
It'd be
crazy,
so
so
cool.
different too.
Oh, dude, it'd be insane. Do you know who Jeff Robertson is?
Super fun, happy,
Yep.
something like that. Love
Downside
that guy.
hand plants
Yeah.
constantly.
Dude,
that dude's awesome.
At the Metro Jam that I fucked my face up at in 2014, I'm pretty sure I seen
I
him
have
do
the clip.
like pressure disaster, pressure 360 out, like something crazy like that. It was insane.
Hell yeah. I'm going to pull that clip up right now and then we'll jump back into this. But I want to pull that clip up because I want to hear exactly like how this went down. And since you're here, I might
the
as well.
crash?
Yeah, because I have it on my computer here.
Shout out to my whole back because this is why it's so fucked.
Oh, man. It's incredible.
Have you ever seen this clip, Brayden?
I haven't. I didn't even
It's
know.
kind of like we filmed a phone streaming the live stream after Metro Jam in 2014.
I really want people to start doing that with my stuff. They just start sending me the fucking phone screen filmed of the live stream.
Yeah, this
Okay, here we go.
it was a really good weekend, but a really bad weekend.
Okay, so
Let's
I'm going
just
to play the
watch it
clip
first.
first, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Oh, this is it. Oh, catfish gets out
Like
of
literally
stress.
face first
That's probably
into
Yeah,
the ramp.
dude.
So here, I'll exit out of that really quick. Oh, I
no.
probably shouldn't show my YouTube. Let's not do that. All right, so let's talk about that clip a little bit. What the fuck happened there?
Let's start off with what like actually happened, why I crashed.
Okay.
So like I was going up towards that one hip and I don't know how the fuck it happened, but my front wheel missed the takeoff by like it's got to be like an inch and a half.
Yeah.
So I just scorpioned into the side of the jump.
Because at least from that angle, it looks like you land and then literally just ride into it.
Yeah,
Like it looks
that's
like you're
exactly
just
what
so
happened.
nervous and that you're so afraid.
Dude, that is honestly what it was. Like that was like probably the biggest competition I've ridden in,
Yeah.
and like
So you're
It
just
was-
like not in your head, obviously.
yeah, exactly. I wasn't in my head. Like there was probably I don't know 1,000. Like it's the Toronto like bicycle show that's there. So there's a
There's
ton of people. walking
thousands of
through,
people.
Thousands of people there watching. Plus they were streaming it live at that time.
Yeah.
So like I was just super fucking nervous. I remember I told my parents to watch from home.
Yeah.
And then they see that. So
Oh,
like
no.
my mom's just freaking out. My dad's laughing his ass off because he knows I'm fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just the nerves getting to me. I ended up getting 6 stitches in my bottom lip because it just destroyed my lip, and then
Oh, man.
tore up by my eyebrow. But like, I don't know. it's
Yeah,
nothing to
you
brag
went
about
like
it.
literally face first into the side of the ramp. I always wondered because it
remember-
literally looks like you just fucking rode into the side of it.
That's exactly what happened. I don't know what else to say about it. But
It's just so funny because like I don't know, it looks as if you went so far away from the takeoff, at least from that
I
angle.
don't know why.
I don't know,
like
man.
the thing was the jump, like the takeoff was like 4 or 5 feet wide. I don't know why I was so far over.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you were kind of like judging your speed because you were
I
going a
think,
little
like,
slow.
What I was trying to do was jump, jump it at a 90 coming back towards the camera that was live streaming,
Okay.
and then go from there. But I don't know. Maybe I was just trying to get a curve or a
Yeah,
line at it.
I guess it was a couple of years back now, so like you really
It was
don't.
2014, so it was 6
Yeah,
years
6
ago.
years ago. That's crazy, man. Yeah, anybody that's wondering, X Jam is happening.
Yes.
X Jam is happening at All In Skate Park, and we're gonna have Derek and Zeb here. Zeb is typically in control of X Jam, and he takes care of everything. And Derek is the owner of All In Skate Park, and we're gonna try and have the both of them on here before we do it, just to talk about what's gonna happen, what we can expect, what we can see in the future. I'm really excited
I
to
am excited
have that
too.
one.
I was thinking on the way here, this is probably going to be like the most like hype contest that they've had since the first Full House Jam.
I know. I'm like, this is going to be the first one for All In that'll really push them that isn't scooter related. You know what I mean? Because the scooter ones are really good there,
That
from
is
at least what
big,
I've
yeah.
seen. Yeah, like they do really good with
Yeah,
those
they have
ones.
like the ISA qualifiers.
Yeah. which I'm like, that's a perfect place to do it, like realistically.
Yep.
But yeah, look forward to that. That should be happening sometime in February, and if not, we're gonna do a wrap up in March at some point.
Like after
Zeb's,
the fact.
yeah, Zeb is such a busy dude. I want to do it beforehand just to help promote it a little bit, but yeah, we'll see where that goes. Anyways, jumping back into this. So earlier we listed how people stay. We listened to how people stay motivated to ride. I used to ride almost every day, and then I fell out of that cycle. And I think a lot of it was just that I was getting bored within BMX or just not motivated to ride.
Yep.
How do you stay stoked on riding, and what are the things that you do to keep it fresh?
Pretty much now, it's how many days I've ridden in a row. Like, there's no point in having a lazy day and losing the streak of 200 days almost, right?
Yeah.
And then what that guy said, I can't remember what his name was, talking about all the new tricks that you learn. It just
Yep,
keeps you real stoked.
Matt.
Matt, yeah. So I'm not really setting out to just learn new tricks, but 200 days in, I've learned 540s, I've learned backflips, half cab manuals, probably a couple others that I'm not thinking of, but it's pretty cool. A lot of those tricks have me stoked now. I can go out and do almost any of those tricks whenever, other than the backflip.
That's the thing
Hell yeah.
too. When I started with you back in July of this past year, you get feeling so comfortable on your bike and so good. It makes learning new tricks that much easier.
Because you're never away from it. It's pretty cool.
You're never away from it, exactly.
Oh, hell yeah. Totally Spoked just followed me on Instagram.
Shout out.
Totally Spoked. Best
Totally
bike shop
Spoked.
in the whole world.
They're checking you out, man.
Who was that I was talking to today? One of the owners? Joel.
Mike
Shout out to
Brady
Joel.
co-owns
It's cool.
it with him.
Hell yeah. That's sick, man.
Cool guys.
There's actually quite a few Stratford riders that I want to shout out, but one of them for sure, and I know that I mentioned him to you when I first met you a couple months ago. It does start with S, and his last name starts with D. We're talking about the one, the only Sam motherfucking Davey. Sam Davey. That kid.
Too good.
He's too good.
It doesn't make sense, man. He gets off the bike for months. I don't even know how long it was, but I remember going to All In with him for his first session in a while. But he was just sending big trucks over the resi, and now I've been riding for 198 days. And I'm stoked that I can 3-bar the whole resi, but that was his warm-up. And then he actually went to X Jam that same year, last year, I believe it was.
And he flip-whipped one of the boxes, right?
Flip-whip, yeah, but he does that all the time, though. That was one of his new learns last year.
Yeah.
But he was trying, I think he was the world's first at the time, flare to pegs.
Oh, I do remember that.
Everybody.
I don't know about
first.
I don't know about world's first.
Okay.
And earlier you mentioned a specific rider that I wanted to bring up that I bring up all the time on the podcast, but it's just because he's so great. But anyways, we'll jump into that in a second. I'm going to write it down. But Sam Davey is fucked. That kid is nuts. He was trying flip to pegs at All In on the bowl that I helped build, which is nuts.
He helped build that.
I was telling him on the way here, I went to Joyride with him and Gage Rothridge. That was a session and a half.
Dude, I remember trying to explain the little kid points thing to Gage because he was like...
The day I met Gage, he was 12 years old. He was 4 foot nothing.
He looks... dude.
I can bar spin. So I was like, no, you can't. I'll give you a free sticker if you can. Let's go see it. And sure enough, he did it. And super down to earth kid.
That fucking kid is so nuts. I used to have footage. It's somewhere on a tape somewhere because I used to be, a bitch and film on tape. But it's him whipping the whole box, the first box where I snapped my forks at All In.
Oh, the old box.
Yeah, the old box. Damn, dude. He fucking whipped that whole thing and so high, caught it so perfectly, landed, rolled away so well.
I think at one point he was doing cliffhanger to no foot can too.
Yeah, he was fucked, man. I remember Derek trying to explain to him. He's like, just fucking whip it. You're so good at tail whips. You're gonna pull it. Just fucking do it. And Gage kept being a bitch about it. He's like, no, I don't want to.
But I can see both him and Sam Davey being in the same category because they can be off the bike for months on end.
Yeah.
On and be just right back where they started.
That's the thing. That kid is so good. There was this other scooter kid who has a twin. I think it was Griffin something. I forget what his brother's name was. They're taller kids. They were this was a couple of years ago when I worked at All In. But the All In mixtape or the All In promo video that I filmed, I I tried to convince him to jump out of the rafters onto the quarter, and he fucking eats it like so bad.
One of those these scooter.
Yeah,
guys?
one of the scooter kids.
Jesus.
He was up there for like 45 minutes, and we're kind of like, for me, I'm a filmer, so I'm fine. Like, I could have sat there for another 3 hours and been like, yeah, man, whenever you're ready. But like, everybody else was getting so pissed, and like he was getting upset, and like, the thing is, he would only ever try it once. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's hard, but you gotta like fuck up once and then try it again
That's
afterwards.
all it is. And shout out to Sam McEwen, because that's exactly what happened when he learned backflips about a month and a half ago.
Oh, that's that one kid who like just learned them, right?
Learns backflips. The next week goes back, does an underhand backflip. Goes back 2 weeks later, learns flares.
I think you sent in a clip of him for Bail of the Week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we played that. That was a good one.
That was the night he landed his backflip. And it was just like, he ate it once, and then after that, pretty much fearless for the rest of the night.
Yeah, exactly. And it's pretty crazy that kid can, just learn a flip that that quickly, and Brayden can't even crank flip. So
I can crank flip.
Dude, he can.
I don't know.
What does it say? What does it say? Is that
William, he said Brayden can't even crank flip.
All right, we'll crank flip the whole resi, and then we'll talk. That's not cool. I crank flip the whole entire resi. Funny story about that, Gage. I went out into the front room at All In. I'm like, has anybody ever crank flipped the whole resi? Gage just standing in the corner. I wasn't even looking at him. I crank flip whipped it. I thought mine was cool for a sec, but the crank flip over the whole thing, that was gnarly, honestly.
I was watching from
he was right
5
beside
feet
me.
away. It was pretty crazy.
It's funny. Yeah, I remember Gage, like Derek and I were trying to explain little kid points to him, because we're like, when you look like a little kid, like, because think about Dorian. There's no offense to Dorian. You're a shredder. You tried to flip the spine at X Jam. I'm not going to try and flip the spine at X Jam.
Exactly.
But it's one of those things where, like, when you look like a little kid, judges are 100% going to score you better than some 30-year-old doing the same trick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was trying to explain that to him, and he's like, well, I don't get little kid points, right? I'm like, abso-fucking-lutely you do. What do you mean?
You're 4.5 feet tall. You get little kid points.
But Gage is sick. I remember, like, Derek trying to tell him, he's like, dude, fucking why are you having your bar Chicago? You're so short. Just move him forward. We move him forward, and then he just, like, gave up after 20 minutes and moved him back to Super Chicago. Oh, fuck.
Gage is awesome, because you can fucking, like, rip on him, and he'll take it and give it right back.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love that kid.
Yeah.
Gage, shout out to you, man. You're the best.
I'm liking this. Just talking about
Hell yeah, man. This is local BMX. This is what I'm all about. You know what I mean? Fuck yeah. So we were saying, how do you stay motivated to ride? I don't know how I got interrupted on that. I think I was just fucking around.
Man.
How do you stay motivated to ride? You were saying, like, just the fact that, like, how many days you've been going on it and whatnot. Is there any tips that you would give to somebody that wants to try this?
Stay positive.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Like yesterday, I think that's slightly why I didn't land that trick. Because, like, I was literally, I was kind of yelling at myself when I was walking away from the parking garage. Because some people, like, it really sucks when they won't listen to you. But, like, you're not supposed to be riding there. It's private property. Yeah. But when they're really nice to you and you're, like, for example, there's about 4 people there that'll park there. And they're like, having fun or getting more videos? And it's like, hell yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but, at this point, people ought to recognize you in Stratford.
But this guy was literally, he has wife in the front, and he's like telling me, no, you listen to me. And I'm just like, you're not letting me talk, like set an example. Like, you can still tell me to get out after, but let me say what I have to say instead of interrupting me saying you're not listening to me. It's like, you're not listening to me either, dude. So I was like, all right, I'll get out of here. I'm really sorry. And he's like, yeah, you will. And I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah,
ruin the trick.
You gotta remember that a lot of people really have some fucking thing that they really like. My thing is, I don't know, it sounds really douchey, but like, what do these fucking people do with their lives outside of like work? You know what I mean? To me, like, over the last 2.5 months, I feel like I've wasted so much time just not riding, but I typically will come into my office and just start typing shit up or start figuring stuff out for my podcast. I'm still doing something within BMX, I'm still doing something with my life. Whereas I'm like, these people, that guy that was probably yelling at you probably has nothing in his life. And that's why he's upset about it. You know what I mean? He's upset that some fucking kid who's out riding his bike, just trying to have fun, he can't ride it somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Literally can't ride it somewhere else. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just sucks, like, when they're just like, I don't care if it's raining, snowing out there. Like, you go out there. You're not supposed to be here. It's like, all right, I just see it how I would see it when I was older, whether I ride a bike or not. I think if the kid doesn't look like he's like smoking crack or something, I would just drive my car past him, maybe even give him a smile.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem too, is that a lot of people associate skateboarding, BMX
you're
with
super
drugs or something like that. And let me tell you right now, man, if you're a parent and you're listening to this, get your kid on a fucking skateboard, get your kid on a bike. You know what? You're going to fucking end up, like, your kid's going to smoke pot. I'm sorry. Your kid is 100% going to smoke pot. They're 100% going to drink a beer. But to me, I've been in situations where, like, I could have done that stuff, and I didn't. And that's just because I was like, well, I don't know, man. I don't want to get into this and then not ride. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
it's one of those things where I love BMX so much that, like, I'm willing to give everything that I fucking have for it. Like,
Yeah. And if you think about it, almost any kid is going to end up at a skate park, whether you ride a bike or or a skateboard or not.
You're going to go there
You're
at
gonna
some
be at the
point.
skate park,
Yeah.
And if you're there with a purpose, there's most likely you're going to look at those kids and you're going to look at the difference between you and them, and you're going to be like, I don't need to be sitting here in public smoking weed.
That's a big thing too, right? Is that a lot of kids will just go to the skate park. They don't ride. They don't have anything. They just smoke pot there. And it's like, yeah, I get it. It's a good spot to do it. But, like, at the same time, I don't know. I'm like, do it somewhere else, because it does make everybody else look bad. I can't even say that, though, because I constantly go to the park
A lot
and
of the times,
fucking
too.
roll up a joint, smoke, you know what I mean? But I'm still riding. I'm still doing stuff, I think it's important to realize, especially, like, with this day and age, it's just pot,
Yeah.
But when it comes to other drugs, I feel like a lot of the times people within BMX or skateboarding, they're not really into that. I've definitely met my fair share of people. In fact, we had Stretch on the podcast. He was my first guest ever.
Shout out to
Stretch, he's the fucking coolest dude ever. You haven't met him, but you will one day. Stretch is incredible. Stretch is awesome. That dude, we talked about drug addiction and, what he went through, and he was addicted to meth for, like, close to 15 years. This guy, like, really had a hard time with this stuff. And, a lot of people are stupid and they think that because you're into something like BMX or skateboarding and you're a hoodlum and that's the kind of stuff that you do. When in fact, BMX is kind of one of the things that got him out of it. He loved hanging out with us, and that, like, every year, he looks forward to these jams that I throw because he just wants to see us so badly. Like,
everyone
he
else
wants
looks forward,
something
Everyone
positive.
else looks forward to seeing Stretch too.
That's the thing.
Just
Stretch
that
is
good of a
awesome.
dude. He's so fucking funny.
I got to meet him.
Stretch is awesome. You'll love him. He's very loud. He's very tall. And you're going to love him.
Very
trust
tall.
me.
That's why you call him Stretch.
That is why his
100%.
name is Stretch.
Okay.
Yeah, he is incredible. Shout out to you, Stretch. You're the best, man. But yeah, I think that's one of the things that, like, a lot of people that are outside of BMX don't understand. That, like, I'll be honest, man.
That's William Clark.
There you go.
You're hot. Just a weird guy.
Mo thinks Brayden is hot. He also said do a helicopter. What is a helicopter?
Bar spin and crank flip is what he said.
Okay.
So at the same
Yeah,
time.
he's got me on those. Yeah.
That's actually a really good name for that. I never did know that. I'm too old.
Now that I think about it, the propellers
I know,
go
I'm
this
like-
way and this way.
Yeah,
I
okay,
can-
I never even...
I can do a helicopter in GTA 5. You hit OO. Wait, I'm thinking of it. L1, OOO, L1, L2, R1,
You lost me.
Yeah.
O, triangle O. That's the
Lost
cheat
me.
code for it. Yes, I think I know it. If I had the controller in front of me, I could 100% just do it right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I played that game way too much. I need to
I
fucking
don't even play
not do
video
that.
games anymore.
I play them way too much, man. That's the problem. Is like, yeah, I could go ride today, or I could play Skate 3 for a bit. Just have fun with that.
A bit.
Skate 3 is different, though.
Yeah,
That's not
it is a
exci-
little
yeah,
different.
Like, it's great.
Yeah.
I don't really like video games, but I could probably sit there. Even I could just pick it up now and probably play for a few hours.
Oh, I love it, man. I get way too into it. Like, I build these ridiculous courses and everything. I have, like, literally an awesome downhill street thing that I built. It's like a street plaza, but it goes downhill.
Yeah.
And it's, like, so crazy because by the end of it, you're gapping, like, 150 feet, whereas, like, at the start, you're just grinding the smallest rail. It's a lot of fun. That game is ridiculous. It, like, never is not good. Do you guys ever play that, what is it?
Are you talking about the BMX version?
Pipe
the
BMX?
Dream?
Yeah, Pipe BMX. I can't
So,
fucking do it. It's
It's
so
really
hard.
It's really hard. You have to understand the
Yo,
game.
Stretch plays that a lot.
Yeah, he does. He's really good at it.
Yeah.
You'd almost have to search up what everything means. Like, I don't know. There's a couple of my friends who are decent at it, and I'll just get over there and I'm like, the fuck do dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
like,
so
Skate
crazy.
3 is
I'm
just
waiting
So simple. I wanted it to be like that.
because they have a BMX game coming out, like a full BMX game. Pipe was just to basically fund them.
Yeah.
They have like a full-on, like pretty much Skate 3 version of this game. And I'm like, that's going to be incredible. And like, I think that we need a good BMX game like that. You know, it's been
Yeah.
quite a while. Like, realistically, like, think about the last true BMX game that came out that wasn't Pipe or Pumped, like a
I
mobile
was gonna say
game.
Pump 3.
Pumped is pretty good.
It's pretty good. I've always deleted it and re-downloaded it. Now I'm on the park on the last level, and then apparently you unlock a mystery rider. I think it's Mike Aiken.
Nice, yeah. Aiken.
I'm about to unlock
Doesn't
him.
compute with me because I have never played it.
Oh, dude, you want to play it?
No, it's good.
Mike Aiken has agreed to do the podcast at some point.
No.
Yo.
It's going to be fucking crazy, man. We already had Escamilla on the podcast.
Dude, it's cool getting these.
Well, I'm going to get all the best mics in the world.
It's cool getting these older pros in because they have seen the BMX.
They've seen it all,
progress to what
man.
it is.
That's my thing, too, is that, like, when it comes to BMX stuff, I am way into the older scene, like mid-school, early 2000s. Like, one of my favorite street videos of all time is the Animal, like, road trip video. It's really weird. It's on YouTube. It's, like, only, like, 7 minutes long. But it's, like, such a crazy video where it's just all, like, really good stuff. Yeah, grab another one, man. Fucking do it up. There you go.
There you go,
Where
sir.
should I put this guy?
I got it. Don't worry about
Thank
it.
you so much, sir.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm really into like the older BMX scene. That's just my shit, you know? Here's a good question for the two of you guys. How do you guys get your BMX media, or how do you guys look into BMX, and what kind of stuff do you like? So we'll start with you because Caleb has no fucking idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, neither do I. Like, what do you mean? Like,
So, where do you get your BMX stuff? Do you like to watch full-length videos? Do you just go on Instagram, look at
Instagram's
clips?
where it's at because it's like so short and just simple. You're looking at that video right away. A lot of the full length stuff, it's really cool, but it's more of a sit down and watch.
Yeah.
Instagram, like I have a lot of free time, but I find like I find stuff to fill that. So I'll sit for like 10 minutes before I go do something, scroll on Instagram. Brandon Began, he puts out some nice videos for sure. That's what I like for sure, watching
Hell
his
yeah.
style. I kind of get my style from him, not exactly how I ride, but where I place my hands. Have you ever realized that? My boss says
Kind
that.
of.
So my boss
Yeah,
says
you keep
that,
your hands really in, eh?
Yeah, my boss Mike, he says that I'm known as the kid who chokes his bars.
Dude, I used to know this kid. You've probably met him maybe once. Jamie Santos. He
I
used
know
to
who-
have,
yeah, I know who
he
Santos
used to
is.
have the like grips that go right down to the bar ends. You were probably too old, or not the bar ends. They used to go from the bar ends right to the crossbar.
Yeah.
You might have been too young for that, but that was like a pretty big trend, at least in
They're
this
like the
area.
extra large ODI grips.
I had him. I can't say anything. I had him at
We
one
go on
point.
my work.
He knows exactly.
Yeah,
what
but they
are.
literally cover the whole bar, everything. And he used to ride like literally right in. And somebody that does ride right in and they don't chop their bars is Chase Dehart. And I love Dehart. I love his
Yes.
style. It's just the way that he rides. And I think that Began probably stole that from Dehart.
You think so?
Well,
Maybe.
Dehart's been around for years, dude.
Yeah.
Dehart's been around for like 20 years.
Now,
It's
why?
just Began seems so original.
Yeah, I think that Began has a good style and he does a lot of the stuff right.
And it's not just holding, sorry to interrupt you, but it's
Yeah.
not just holding your arms there or your hands there. It's what you do with your elbows.
Yeah, he keeps him
You kind
in.
of gimp
Whereas
inward, and it
Dehart
looks
kind of
really
keeps him
cool.
out.
Yeah,
I have a question on this topic.
Yep.
Why would you not cut your bars down?
it looks cooler, simple as that, and you have more control. So you can pick where you put your hands. Lately, I've actually been trying to place them for the half cab manuals. Little
So
more in
like
the
a
middle.
little bit out, so you have a
a
little bit
little
more
bit out,
control.
and I think I only learned the half cab manuals because I got the big perfect 10s on.
Yeah. All right. So before we
Yeah.
jump into my answer on that, William Clark says you should be nicknamed Stump.
Stump.
I don't know why. That's what he said right there.
Here.
Stump.
Yep.
And
You should be nicknamed Stump.
Royce,
Yeah, I
she
just saw
said
What did he say?
that Pipe BMX is so much fun, but it's too hard. I completely agree with you. I've only ever played it for like,
Oh, yeah.
a couple minutes while I'm at a buddy's house. It's fucking
I
hard.
had 0 minutes on that game.
Yeah,
so I
it's
have no
really
idea.
difficult.
It looks cool, the graphics. Like, if you could fully understand it. It looks like a lot of fun, but I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great answer, Stumpy. What's going on with that?
I don't know. Like,
William, explain this. We need to
probably 'cause
know.
I'm short. I'm actually okay. I saw a post about all these rappers, like their height. I'm 5'7". There's a lot of them that are like 5'5", so I'm fine.
I'll be completely honest with you. When I met you months ago at the Stratford Park, I totally thought you were like some 14-year-old kid because you're just so fucking short.
But then you kind of saw me ride. And you're just like, okay, he's really developed. Like,
Yeah.
There's no, I don't know. Like
That's
the
fair.
flow. I've definitely been at that flow, kind of like trying to work at like. the
Well, I don't want to
smoothness
say
for
that
a
you're
few
really
years.
developed because Chris Hansen
really
might come to
developed.
my house. For any of the younger dudes, Chris Hansen, he had a show on NBC called To Catch a Predator.
Wait. What's NBC?
And it's a TV
I
channel.
know.
Do you guys know what TV channels are? But yeah, it's funny. Like,
Chris
you know.
Hansen. I'm here to take a seat.
So good. You guys want to take a seat? Yeah, so my answer behind, like, you know, the bars being like people holding in.
Yeah.
What's up?
William said, Stretch is nicknamed that because he's tall. Nicknamed you Stump because he's so short. Imagine if we got them side by side. We got Stretch and Stump, dude.
We should do it, man. We had a photo of Adam
you, Will,
Womble
actually. Yeah,
next to
great.
Stretch. Adam's got to be your height or a little smaller.
Really?
Yeah, and we have a photo of the two of them, and it's like you could literally put
Stretch
two
could probably
Adams.
like put his elbow on Adam's.
Oh,
head or
absolutely, and he's leaning. He's still like over. But yeah, anyways, my answer behind why your bars are like why you hold your hands in. When you have them in, it's a little easier for manuals, I've found at least.
Really?
Okay.
Just because you have a little bit more control over the center of your bike, whereas if your hands are out like this, it can be kind of weird, right? Your shoulders are out. You need to be in a little bit more, and it kind of helps you do turns and whatnot. For me, I ride brakes, so like my grips, I hold them right there. But
You're
I do
limited.
ride. Here's the thing: I ride 27-inch bars, like width. That's like pretty small. A lot of
Yeah.
people ride 30s.
That is pretty small.
Yeah,
I never
yeah.
cut.
Mine will be 30s
I never
'cause I
cut my
haven't cut
bars
'em.
down.
And that's the best part. I don't even do bar spins at all. Like, I don't do any of that shit. I do turn downs a lot, but that doesn't really affect it. I used to ride 30-inch bars, but I don't know. I just always found my hands were a little in. And I don't know. Over the years, I've actually gotten like shorter bars because I started out with 9-inch tall bars, and then I went to 10-inch bars,
That's
and then I went to 8.75 with the top load. That's what I like, man. You're like
It
right
just
over the
hits
bike.
the right spot.
It's awesome. Like, it's also kind of a mid-school thing, right? Because like a lot of the bars that you rode in mid-school BMX were like 7-inch tall with a top load,
Yeah.
and you're like fucking hunched over. That's why all these guys
I
got
had some
back
like
problems.
7-inch bars on my old Haro.
Yeah, man. I feel like when you get like, I don't know, whenever I'm way over the bike, it's kind of weird. You can't like, I feel like if you have shorter bars, you're more arched into it, but you can hop higher, you can pull up harder, and like there's just a lot more going on. Whereas if you have taller bars, you're kind of, your back is more straight. So I feel like you can't, at least in my personal opinion, I just feel like you can't really hop as high, or you can't really pull as hard. Especially when you're doing like pocket airs and whatnot. 'Cause that's one of my favorite things. At All In, I used to do like pocket airs over the one corner, and like that's one of the best things. But you have to pull really hard and over in order to like go from one side to this side,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah. Let's see here.
There's two types of people in this world: top load and front load stems.
Yeah, pretty much.
For me, it was running a front load stem
Really?
upside down.
Upside down, that looks cool, but I feel like that really messes with the geometry. Or would it stay around the same?
No, it was like an in between.
Yeah.
It was an in between. Like it was a front load stem, but it was just like
Just some of them, they kind
A
of
little
raise
bit
down,
taller.
or they go down or up in a weird way. So like if you switched it, it would just be like the opposite. I don't know. I've seen some weird ones.
Have you seen the bottom load stems? Like people take a
Yeah.
front load and flip it. A Clat has yeah.
Justin Care has a merit stem in my work. Actually, it's meant to be underneath.
We had Dustin, not Justin, and Montana Ricky from Merit,
Yeah.
and then of course we had Shijo as well. That was a couple weeks ago. He's also a rider from Merit, and
Yeah.
I'm hoping I gotta send a message to Mike Brennan, but I want to have Mike Brennan, who owns Merit, on the show and talk about that.
this has got to be my favorite stem.
What you got? Oh, the mystery
It's a
machine
mystery
stem.
machine stem, dude.
Yeah, you should hold that up to the camera. Just get up and like hold it in there. You can you get a better view than I do. So
I don't know if you can see it.
sort of.
Let's do it. Let's go.
It's a Scooby-Doo stem. You gotta get it. Throw it on your BMX. Throw some hot bars.
Just
with that
Google
shit.
it.
Yeah, exactly. You'll find it. Trust me.
You will find it.
Oh man. So let's talk about who influences your riding. Do you have any people in particular that like you look up to as riders, or the way that you try and ride? For me, I've always been a really big fan of like Sean Burns, so I try and do the biggest gaps, the biggest shit like that. But I really really like people like why am I forgetting all these names?
I know.
all
I'm
of a
trying
sudden?
to think of names.
Yeah. Burns is definitely one of them. When it comes to park riding, I want to try and ride like some of the flowier guys like Chase Hawk and whatnot.
Yeah.
What about
Street riding, I like to try and ride kind of like,
I'm
I don't
drawing a
know.
blank.
When it comes to like littler street riding, I like to try and ride a little bit like Aiken, I guess.
What about Van Homan?
Van Homan's incredible. Nobody will ever be on Van's level. You know what I mean? He's so crazy. I actually was supposed to try and been trying to set this up for a little while, but Brian Chikinski, do you know who he is? He's the GT team manager. This guy's nuts. He's actually headed to Japan right now. So I was going to try and do something on Wednesday with him, but it seems like he's busy. But he's going to Japan.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
A lot
he's
of those
probably
guys
going to go
are
hang
busy.
up. That's the thing. He's probably going to fucking hang out with Van, because Van lives in Japan right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He lives in Japan because he's doing the
Dude,
UCI stuff.
Dude, apparently over in like Japan and China and like Asia in general, there's like spots up plenty.
Oh, so he's not just out there hiding. He actually might be riding too.
My favorite.
He's riding a lot, but
That's cool.
he's there right now because of the UCI stuff for like the Olympics.
Is that
So
where it
he's-
is this year? Like
Well,
the Olympics, or-
I think he's doing that like particular area. Like they select different people
Oh,
to
I
kind
see.
of take care of it.
Gotcha.
So I think that's why. Nibbler, what are you doing? Do you need out? I can't tell if she wants out or if she's just fucking around. She's trying to get her scent everywhere. She loves to like. Rabbits are weird like that. Like they push their dewlap or they're like under their chin on everything to try and get their scent on it.
That's funny.
Wait, now she's gonna hang out. She's probably gonna go pee, eat some hay, eat some fucking pellets. Yep, she's going pee right now.
Speaking of going pee, would it ruin the podcast if I went and go to the
Hell no,
bathroom,
just
right?
go ahead. Fucking Caleb and I will go talk.
All
It's
right.
fine. Yeah, just open the door. It's through that Vans door.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
kinda,
man.
I kind of got a rock a piss in a bit too.
Yeah, once he gets back, fucking feel free to head out
We'll
there,
switch
man.
out.
Hell yeah.
Anyways.
Caleb, man, it's been so long. We
I
like
know.
never hang out. It sucks. I wish we saw each other more, but
I
we're
know.
like a whole
Busy.
one city over. No, it is pretty far. It's like an hour just to get to London,
Yeah.
but
Especially with a fucking snowstorm.
yeah, you went to Chicken Bowl twice with me, right?
Yeah, it was twice.
Yeah,
The
we're
first
gonna.
time-
I'm gonna go again soon, so I'll let you know, and maybe you can bring out Justin. I feel so bad, man. I haven't seen Justin like at all. I think I've seen him once this year.
We see
Twice.
I've seen him all the time because like we have a solid crew from London going to bike night at All In all the time.
Hell yeah, yeah. I miss
but-
Justin, man. Justin's the best.
One of these times I want to come to Inflow because it's almost the same distance.
Is it?
Like
I
it's
guess
a little
it
bit further
kind of
to
would
Inflow,
be,
but-
yeah. Because like for us here, Joyride and All In are exactly the same distance. Here's the problem: Joyride, 100% of the time, the roads will be plowed.
Yep.
There's a lot more to ride, whereas All In, the roads are going to be shit.
Yep. Hear that?
There's not as much to ride. There's a lot better to ride there. Like, you know what I mean? Joyride doesn't have a fucking bowl. I love that bowl at All
Yeah.
In. I will ride
100%.
that. I literally rode that for 9 months straight.
Yep.
Like I loved it. It was great. I would still go and rock that bowl every day if I could. But I don't know. That's my thing. Is like it's just
the reason I would come to Inflow is just like to ride something different.
Inflow's sick. I love Inflow.
Me
I
too.
was there twice this week already. So yeah, I went there on bike night and I went there on Sunday night as well, which was a lot of fun.
Fucking
It's good to finally get out, man.
Roughhouse was there a little while ago.
He did. He posted that earlier this
He
week.
sent me a message, but I was busy that day. I would
Yeah.
have loved
Where
to
are
go
they
out.
from? I wanted to like
I
ask
remember
him,
now.
but
They're from Simcoe,
okay.
which is like I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah,
A little bit
exactly.
southeast of Woodstock.
Right. Yeah, that's cool, man. I want to try and meet up with those guys because they seem
their
really
park
cool.
there is really cool.
Yeah.
It's super old and it's wooden and it's rotting, but it is so fun to ride. They have like almost this vert quarter pipe. It's like 8 feet tall and like it's almost a tidal wave.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I want to try and meet up with those guys. They seem really cool. So definitely hit me up this year, Rough House BMX, and we'll do something. It'd be really cool.
Hell
Caleb, you got a rock a piss or what?
yeah, might as well.
Yeah, go do it now.
Okay.
There you
I'll
go.
be back.
Alrighty, so I noticed that you really, really like the pump track at Stratford. Stratford's Park is the best, by the way. I really love that pump track as well.
Great.
What do you think is the best pump track in the area right now? They have the Tilsonburg one. They have the Stratford one. Have you rode the one in Uxbridge yet?
Uxbridge, is that the newest one?
They have a new one in Uxbridge that looks insane. They
insane.
literally have
So
like
good.
a tar bowl as well.
Yeah.
I really want to try and go out
A
there.
lot of pros went there.
Yeah,
Like,
it looks
it's a place to visit.
insane, dude.
I really want to try that one, but out of the like Tilsonburg and Stratford, because I haven't tried the other one.
Yep.
For sure Stratford, because it's actually mathematically set up correctly.
Yeah.
So as you know, I rode my bike chainless for probably 2 years of my life, and like on and off, mostly chainless. This one, you can take one push, go around 5, 10, 15, 20 times without pushing, or like you're just pumping, even minimally. And the Tilsonburg, when I went there chainless, I couldn't get around the whole thing without pushing.
I like the Tilsonburg one,
It's
but
really
I definitely agree. I like that Tilsonburg has the 2 box jumps, and
Yeah.
there's like, if you have rode stuff before, you can definitely figure out different lines. Like,
Yeah,
there's a really
exactly.
good hip there off the first box jump, where if you like
Whoa.
go super fast, you can hop really high. It's got the perfect transition. You can go super high. I have a photo on Instagram of me doing like a 5 foot up table air, nice and clicked. That was the fastest piss I've
No way,
ever
dude.
seen in my entire life. Did you even piss?
Yeah, like I took like a couple seconds.
Fastest dick in the West, boys.
Did you wash your fucking hands at least?
Yeah, no.
Do you piss in my sink? What are you doing?
Piss while he washed his hands.
Oh yeah, that's a quick way to wash them, right? Throw some soap on them bitches.
Yeah,
It's called
Might be warm.
multitasking, boys.
But
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
The Tilsonburg one, I also didn't get the full experience. I went there on a windy day, so I couldn't even jump the box jumps. or
Yeah.
The really big jumps there. Like, you got up in the air and it blew to the side, so I just rode the park there. And it's kind of like the Stratford, where it's a smaller park, and the park wouldn't be the park without the pump track. Like, I just rode that park, and I was, like, pretty bored. Stratford Park's a little better for sure, but without that pump track, it's not fully complete, right?
Last time I went
Yeah.
to Stratford to ride, I didn't even touch the skate park. I was on the
Yeah.
pump track the whole.
Well,
like,
dude, that
hour
pump
and a half.
track's a lot of fun because, like, when I was there last was when I met you.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, just rolling through the first couple of them, and then there's a really cool gap where, like, if you kind of go off in the center of it, you can land and then hit the end. There's like a really good spot where you can do like nice look backs into the grass hill, or like invert tables, I guess. Do you know what I'm talking about? At the very end of it.
He would know.
He
more
would
than I
know.
do.
What do you mean? Like, wait.
Okay, so you go around.
Give us a walkthrough.
When you start out at the top,
Up at the
you
top,
used
on
to
the very-
you used to fucking ice
Sink
chink
in.
into it. You would go across the first 2 things. You come around, and then you're coming back towards it. There's 2 spots that you
is
can
that
go.
where you can go
either
left
turn
or
right.
straight?
You can either turn right or you can go straight.
Yeah.
So I would typically go straight, gap those things, because
Yep.
if you land it perfectly, you can gap like both of them really easily. And then when you land, there's
second one's
like
big.
that fucking last little spot where you can
Is that like
either
back
go
up to the
yep,
deck?
that's either
Okay.
back up onto the deck
Or
or,
the berm.
into the grass hill or into the berm. If
Okay.
you go into the grass hill, you can do like the perfect,
Yep.
tables. You can
And that's
do
transferring
nice
right.
look back. Yeah, you'd be transferring
gotcha.
right. It'd be awesome for a nice 270. I would love to 270 that.
Yeah.
But I really like that because you can go really fast. What were you saying?
He 450'd it.
Nice.
I fell, though. I fell.
There you go.
But
Yeah.
Braden did it for, or not Braden.
William
did it first.
Yeah, he definitely
William
did it
did it
first.
first.
William, shout out to you. But before that, if you decide to go right, you go around another berm, and then there's that like little hip thing. You know
It's
what
almost
I'm
like a
talking
little
about?
box
It's
jump.
really
It's sick.
cool.
You saw me trying to downside whip that,
Yeah.
right? Oh man, I wish I would have landed that. I tried to downside whip it. I think I've done it. I did it once when I was there beforehand, but I would love to just get that unlocked because it's such a good feeling. Like
Yeah.
I love a good downside whip. I'm not that great at whips, but like
Downside whips feel
they
awesome.
feel so good, especially over a
Yeah.
little hip like that. So Yeah,
So
they're
you know
hella
how you were
good.
talking about those 2 jumps that you like to clear
Yep.
coming back?
If you can move into the mic a little bit, sorry.
Sorry about that.
There you go.
So yeah, those 2 jumps coming back right after. You know how there's 2 pumps right before you go up on the berm?
Yep.
I tried gapping that.
Hell yeah.
I hit my front tire. Like I rode out of it, but I don't think I'll do it again. I had
That's
full
so
face on
crazy
and
because I have a clip of somebody, you know, trying to gap something and hitting their front tire. Let me pull that up really quick. All right, 1 second, boys. Let's get this ready here. We're, you know, it's definitely never seen before, but we'll pull this up real quick.
Oh, dude, like it wasn't quite that bad.
Is this the one we watched earlier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so crazy that you mentioned, like, you know, hitting your front tire and whatnot, because I totally have a clip for that we're going to play right now.
Oh man, that's like
props to that kid, man, for
Yeah.
even trying it and then also walking away. Like he looks, he's getting up right when the video ends too. He wasn't laying there like, oh shit.
if
just
that was
happened.
me, I'd be
William also learned bars first, by the way.
He did, and then I learned 180 bars before him.
Oh, that's
And
pretty
he was
crazy.
really mad, but I wasn't mad because it's BMX, right? You're just learning tricks. Will.
Yeah, you're just learning tricks for yourself and whatnot. Typically, you'll learn 540s and then bar spins, and then, you know, maybe you'll learn something.
Dude, after that, it's about it.
Yeah, that's one trick that I forgot to mention. I learned Superman seat grabs in the...
No way. That trick is sick. Have you
Not
learned
fully
Indian
extended.
airs yet? Indian airs are
I think
sick.
those will be easier than the full extended Superman.
Yeah, because you
my legs
push
were
the
kinda
bike in
going
front of you,
cockeyed.
right? That was something I tried to learn all the time over the Resi when I worked there. It's just like, go as fast as you can, fucking...
Are you talking the new Resi or the old Resi?
The old Resi.
I
The
like
old
the old
one.
Resi.
Yeah, I topside whipped that at the old Resi there. That was a lot of fun. I really liked that old Resi setup.
Dude,
Did you ever ride it before it was in the new all
I've
in?
only been there the last
Did
Okay.
you ride the
3
old
years,
jump
4
line
years
setup?
maybe.
Where
So
they had,
let
like, the
me-
smaller section
No, he
beside?
hasn't. So let
Yeah.
us...
You did. They had
One
a
of
small
them, there
box
was
jump,
One of them. There was a step up left
and then they
or
had a
something,
spine.
Okay.
but there wasn't the spine there at the
Okay.
time. I
Okay,
rode the old
so
step up.
let's talk to him about All In, and let's talk to him about the progression that All In has made, because
Yeah.
you were one of the
It-
first people there.
It's an interesting topic. Like I'm really stoked by like how far they've come. Like it started off as like Dave Smith was the guy's name, and he owned the building. He didn't know what else to do with it. It was a liquidation store before, and he decided to put a bike park in,
Yeah.
which is a crazy thought in itself. And I've heard some stories, like I don't know what are true, but I'm just gonna say what I've heard. He went through a couple shops. There was a shop in Bayfield that wanted to put an all mountain bike park in.
Yep.
Like put like dirt and logs and everything in.
Yeah, so
And-
kind of like, if anybody here has been to Joyride before, they have like the XC course there with
Yeah.
the logs and everything. It would have been a lot like that, I would assume, with
But the
maybe some dirt jumps.
Probably the biggest one in Ontario.
Yeah.
For just that.
Yeah.
But like, I think someone spoke up and said, "No, that's a dumb idea. You need to put a skate park in."
Yeah.
So from there, they started building jumps, but it was built by his contractor buddies. So the park was like, it was okay, but it wasn't amazing because it wasn't built by people who ride.
Yeah.
And that's how I got introduced to it,
Mm-hmm.
because there was another person helping them. His name's Austin Schiestel. Shout out to you, Austin. Cool dude. And he knew Dobie from Goddard.
Dobie!
Brandon Dobie.
Brandon Dobie.
Anyways,
He's nuts. I love that kid.
I was good friends with Dobie, and Dobie the one day told me, "Oh, there's a skate park going in Zurich." And being like growing up in Dashwood, which is 5 minutes from Zurich, I was like, "Bullshit! There's not a fucking skate park going in Dashwood."
Yeah.
But he said, "Yo, come on out like this Saturday, like just check out the park," because Dave wanted some riders to just hang out and like check out and give their opinions and stuff like that.
Do you ever take like Viagra and then you get Dashwood? Typically, you know, if you don't take it, you get Slowwood. That's like the same thing, right?
Heike always wanted to try Viagra. Just like let's see what it's like. But, like
Dude,
I
absolutely.
don't. How old are you? I don't think you need
18.
it.
No, I don't need it.
You don't
but,
need it, but
Dude,
like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Dude, you
Okay.
just go for
let's talk about this right now. Viagra, when you take it, it says right on the box, expect erections for close to 4 hours if you take
Isn't
it.
4 hours the max?
It can take
Yeah,
4
4 hours
dude,
max.
you can literally, if you have an erection for more than 4 hours, then you should probably seek medical attention. But apparently, when you take Viagra, it makes your fucking dick harder and larger than it has ever been before. Because
Larger, eh?
especially
Larger?
if you're fucking
Larger? Oh my god.
because it's fucking so full of blood, dude. There you go, guys. Pro tip: you ever got a fucking girl and you want to be impressive? Throw on some Viagra, but afterwards she's probably not gonna want to cuddle because you're gonna be fucking poking her with shit.
Oh, it's sharp.
Yeah, why is it so sharp? Oh fuck.
Wow, I'm trying that. Just saying.
Anyways, back into All In
back
Skate
into
Park.
All In. Where were we? Okay, so I got invited.
Justin says yo when we started talking about Viagra. So Justin, shout out to you, man. I hope you're taking either
Justin
Viagra,
Hearn.
Cialis.
What's
What
up,
are you
buddy?
doing, man?
This kid's my dad.
Hell yeah.
He's my
He's the
dad.
daddy.
Yeah.
Justin Hearn's
I mean,
cool.
if he's
funny.
over
It's like
50, he might have to take
No,
it.
he's only
but-
like 20 something. It's an inside joke. And the first time that my dad took me to the competition in All In, the last one that happened, I was like, Dad, this is so awkward. Like, this is my new dad because I moved away from him.
Yeah, of course.
And it was pretty funny.
Inside joke, Viagra, dad.
That wasn't supposed to
Don't
be on
know.
the podcast.
Where is this going?
Oh fuck. All right. Anyways, back to All In here. We were talking about how All In was built by contractors originally, and
we got invited out to
Yeah.
test out the park and whatnot.
That's
That's when me and Mr. Dane Case got riding the park.
Dane absolutely loved me because I have a tank top that says "Smoke Meth, Hail Satan," and I wore it there.
You wouldn't love that.
I know, it's hilarious. He took a photo of it and posted it on his Instagram. Like, that's how I remember Dane.
I miss Dane. Dane, come back.
Yeah. What did he do? Did he ride?
He sold his bike and started drinking a lot.
Did he
and that's
ride
the last-
originally though?
Yeah, that's like when I first started riding outside of Dashwood, which is like a long time ago. I started riding in Exeter and I met him, Ben Van Gerwen, Alistair Howe, Harrison Winters, and like those were the dudes that I grew up riding with. And then after that, Dobie was the first one that I rode with outside of Exeter.
Dobie.
Frickin'
I love
Dobie.
Dobie. Dobie, I hope you're keeping well, man. I fucking love you. You're a great dude.
I agree.
Anyways, though, I remember the first time I went to All In. So much crazy
I
shit
think I
happened that
remember
day.
that.
So the first day that I went there, I obviously met you, Dane, and this is when Derek had already started to kind of take care of the place. So
I forgot a person. Herrick Jose.
oh yeah,
I love
Herrick?
Herrick.
Herrick.
He's from
Yeah.
Mitchell.
I love that. Is he Mexican? I would assume
He's
it's
like-
the name Jose.
He's
Jose. Yeah.
he's definitely not
He's not white.
not white.
Oh,
But yeah.
fuck.
Miss Herrick too.
Anyways, yeah, the first time that I went to All In, I'm just fucking around with these things. I shouldn't be doing that. Anyways, the first time that I went to All In, Derek was still like he just started kind of running the place, I think, and you and Dane were there, and Dane took a photo of my shirt. He loved it. It was great. And then I remember, I think it was Andy Van Stamp, like pushing Dane into the attic above the one fucking
What?
like room, the
Okay.
one you know where you drop in now
Yeah, I
for
know.
the foam pit.
I know exactly where you're talking about. I know that.
So
building.
he like pushed him into the attic up there, and then like he opened the door, and like everybody thought it was absolutely hilarious. And then Derek found out, and he got really pissed about it.
I think it was because Dane thought it would be a funny idea to put Derek's bike up there.
Oh, that's totally what it was. They put Derek's bike up there, and then he couldn't get it down because like I totally forgot about that. He literally took his wheel off and like put it
There
up
was-
there, and then put his wheel back on when he was up.
Oh no.
It's like, Derek, your bike's up here. He's like, what the
There was
fuck,
a
man?
lot of shenanigans that fucking went down there.
Yeah, dude, it's hilarious.
I remember like probably
we
one
used
of
to
the
we
best days we've had there. Early days, we had a goodbye party for Herrick, and we just barbecued fucking burgers and dogs and just
That's
hung
hilarious.
out and had a
That's
good time.
awesome.
Dude, I remember when Steve and I worked there. Good old Steve Versteeg. He was on the Ride and Rampco episode if you guys want to check that out. But anyways, Santos, as we used to call him, we were doing these scooter races all the time.
Dude,
'Cause they have the
everybody
rent
loves
scooters, and we would just fucking ride them around the park all the time because that's the quickest way to get around. Yeah, you could grab your bike,
Dude,
but it's more of a pain in the ass. You grab the scooter, you literally just run, jump on it, drift, everything.
It was so funny when Derek broke his foot because you would just find scooters randomly everywhere
Because
because
he
it
was
was
using it to get around.
yeah, it was hilarious.
Smart.
So anyways, Steve and I used to have like scooter races, and the one day Derek like sets up a course, and then he like throws a bunch of soapy water on the ground into the washroom.
Somebody found the washroom. I seen that clip. That's so
That's
funny.
Steve. So Steve and I, we were there, and it was supposed to be for me. I was supposed to go in first, but I ended up missing the door because I didn't realize we were supposed to go in there. I thought we were going right to the very end instead of going to the men's washroom. Well, fucking Steve comes in hot, Lightning McQueen, fucking hits the brake to try and turn and literally just slides right out and eats the most shit ever. But just shit like that. I'm like, I love that Derek does that kind of stuff at All In because it keeps it fun.
Yeah.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
really glad Derek took over like back in the day because Dave, honestly, he was a good guy. He just had no idea how to run a bike park. So I'm glad
of course,
Derek
man.
took over.
I think it's important to always have somebody that is into BMX, open a BMX park or open a BMX shop. You know, like I'm not going to say his name, but it's one person in particular. I definitely can say like good on you for helping the BMX scene, but get a fucking bike, dude. What are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Get on a bike and start riding. You can't just like open a shop and not ride. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you who.
No, it's okay.
It's just something with mine where I'm like, just fucking ride a bike, dude. What the hell? Like, you can't just open a shop and not be part of BMX because it makes it seem to everybody else, and like, I mean, mainly just me, that you're doing it for the money in it.
Yeah.
And BMX doesn't have any fucking money. So that was a really poor business decision. Just get on a bike and then you won't seem like such an idiot.
It's not just BMX as well, though. Like, my bosses say, like, they couldn't have their business in Stratford if they didn't get out with people and go out on the fat bikes.
That's the
Strat
problem,
bike.
too. That's the thing. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't realize that if you're going to open a shop or anything like that, anything to do with, like, action sports or a particular thing, you need to be involved with it. You
Yeah.
can't just open this shit and not be involved with it. Even the store I work at like a retail store that's really, really popular for like high fashion and shit like that. And
Yeah.
they go out to fucking all of these places all the time. They go out to like, they constantly are doing stuff because it matters. It's not
It
the
does.
fact that like they're going to gain, you know, people shopping at their business. It's because they need to show that they care about what's going on.
And I would much rather go to a shop that is out socializing with their community that they're selling to.
Dude, why do you think I shop at Harvester? You know what I mean?
Harvester's such a good
Harvester bikes.
Versus-
The
even if I
reason
worked in
that
a
I,
different bike shop, it's cool.
there you go.
It's cool.
I wish I lived closer because I would 100% like buy
Mail
shit
order,
more.
you fucking
I
bitch.
I do. I bought a bunch of shit there a while ago.
Hell yeah.
A little while ago.
Any of you guys listening, go check out harvesterbikes.ca, I think. I don't know. Harvester Bikes online. Go buy from him. He's the best. Harvester's awesome.
It's a pretty original name. So
They're
you should be
pretty
able to
great.
find
Fuck Totally
Yeah.
Spoked. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
I'm just
whoa,
kidding.
whoa.
Don't worry. I'm just kidding. Totally Spoked is rad too. But Harvester, man, the reason that I've always like shopped at Harvester since I met him is because he actually gives a fuck about BMX. And the fact that he has a YouTube channel where he uploads videos of him building bikes, him talking about bikes, explaining different parts. Recently, I got him into the podcasting game. I explained
Yeah, I have
everything
seen
on
that.
how to do it with him and everything.
And he's actually
he
running his
started
own now,
doing.
isn't
That's
he?
the thing.
Yeah.
He's
That's
doing his own
cool.
podcast now because I got him started in it. I'm
awesome.
really fucking stoked for Harvester, man. Harvester has done so much for the BMX scene. I love his jams. He always has something going on.
Yeah.
I think that's important, especially when it comes to a BMX shop.
One question: what's his name?
Anthony or
Anthony?
Ant. Yeah,
Anthony
he goes by
Ant.
Ant.
I
Yeah,
saw his Instagram. I've never found it till like yesterday or something. It was Ant BMX or something like that.
it was Ant
And I was
Bosch or something.
Yeah, I was
Bosch.
like, what? What's his name then?
It's some sort of Jewish name. I know
Okay.
that.
But yeah, Anthony. Yeah, I didn't know what his name was the whole time. He's actually messaged me on Instagram. That's one thing, like what you're saying about him caring. He messages me about my videos and stuff, and the Harvester Jam associated
You need
with
to come to
BMX
one of
food
those.
that they had in Welland, Ontario.
Yep.
I went out with all
Oh,
the
you
BMX
did go.
food
I forgot
riders.
about that.
It was a good jam, and he was like, dude, I'm really bummed I didn't get to meet you. Like, you kill it on a bike. We'll definitely cross paths one day. And it just got
Yeah.
me stoked on bikes again, and I'm just pedaling every day still.
That's the
it's
thing,
great.
man. Harvester does a lot, dude, and it's not just for like the local scene, you know? Like when I first talked to him, he gave me a really, really good deal on a BSD beverage frame because I was really just
Beverage.
in a like spot where I couldn't really afford much, and he was
What
like,
did you
"Hey,
have
man,
before
there you
that?
go."
That blue
Oh,
frame.
man.
That's
Okay,
what I
so-
remember first meeting you on.
Let me start with how I got into BMX because I never get to talk about this. So when I started out, I had like a shitty Diamondback complete, and then I went through a couple Diamondback completes, just shitty 52 front sprocket,
Yep.
14 to 16.
Sprocket the size of Russia.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So then, you go from there, and then my first good bike was a Miraco Black Pearl. So I
know
that.
this because I've been listening to the podcast.
That's the thing. It was a white Miraco Black Pearl, which is Ryan Gutler's complete bike, if you know who he is. Probably not because you're way too young, but he's nuts, man. Anyways, I had that bike, and then I ended up getting a Sabrosa double top tube Pandora frame. And I had one of those, and I broke it in just under a year, and they sent me a warranty. So they sent me a warranty, and I broke that about 9 months into it.
Did you have to send that frame back, or do you still have it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
so I have the
shitty.
purple one that was the second one,
Cool.
which I'm pretty stoked on. But the first one had an integrated post. So, you literally just had a fucking built-in seat post.
Oh, man,
couldn't raise
You couldn't raise it. It was literally part of the frame.
I
It's
love
just a
moving a
pivotal... Yeah, that's the thing. It was just a pivotal seat post. I should probably find a
That's
photo
kinda
of
cool.
At least
that.
it was a pivotal though, because that's kind of like.
There's
I don't
certain
know.
like BMX technology that I wish would have stuck around.
Yeah.
Well, this is at a time, too, where you wouldn't keep your seat more than, an inch above where the
Dude,
frame was,
exactly.
Yeah.
I've heard of people almost zip tying their seats to their frame with.
That was a thing, dude. That was a thing in the early 2010s, 2008 to 2010 was people would literally be zip tying their railed seats to their top tube.
Maybe it just means I'm not good at BMX, but then what is that? What's there to pinch when you do a bar spin? Jaden Shipman, he rides his seat way down there, and all those riders, but they're still
Jaden's
doing
sick, by the way.
Oh, he's dope.
Yeah.
But they're still doing flare bar spins. I couldn't imagine that without pinching the seat with those two knees.
It's all about people learn tricks differently.
Exactly, but I mean, some riders they can still raise their seat and they love it and they can go all the way down. If I go all the way down, there's no throwing a bar spin. Threes are a little easier because there's a little more room to bend when you land.
I'm the same way.
All right, let me try and find a photo of this. Sorry, I'm just gonna.
No, just
pull
that
this up
double
and show
top
you.
tube frame. That sounds so sick.
Honestly, man, I got made fun of a lot for it, but I really want another one. I've been looking online. I'm I would love to rock another one of those. They're
You
really
should get
cool.
Mike Laird to weld you up
A double top tube
double
one.
top.
I don't know if he would do it. I should ask him.
That'd be cool though.
I wonder
Would
if he would.
You think that'd be the first double top tube frame he would make?
I think so.
That'd be
I don't
cool.
think he's done one yet. I think it would be kind of an interesting thing. Maybe I'll hit him up about that. Sorry, I'm still looking here.
Yeah, no worries.
Here is the 24-inch version. It doesn't have the built-in seat post, but that's just a frame. I'll have to go
That's
back and find some
still
photos
so
of my bike.
sick.
Oh god.
You see that, Brayden?
Yeah, I saw a guy who was riding a retro frame like that. Looked sick.
That'd
Nobody
be
made
cool.
They're fucking cool, man.
So William just gave me a text saying, "Brayden, you may be known as the guy who chokes your bars, but I know you as the guy who chokes all the girls."
Oh,
Okay.
Wow, that's not true at all. That's not true.
Man.
Not true.
Not true. Would never do that. That would be bad. That it's not fun.
Oh,
It
fuck.
depends. Some of them might be
It
into
depends. Some of them, a lot of them are into it.
Yeah, there you go. Anyways, moving on. What is the worst slam that you've ever had on your bike? Getting back into what we're talking about.
Camera. So,
Hey, you got broken teeth?
Yeah, you got the play. I lost mine.
I have a bridge, so
Oh,
the
lucky.
wire on the back of my
it. I
teeth
feel left
it
out.
holds my front tooth, and it's really fucked.
How did you?
It just
lose
moves
your-
around.
I know how you lost your teeth.
Yeah.
How did you lose your tooth?
So,
Well, I've lost my
really
teeth
quick.
5 different
Yeah,
times,
okay.
so
How did you lose your teeth?
So
Brayden.
there's this first gap right here.
talk into the mic, you fucking asshole. There we go.
All right, so right here in this video, see this?
Okay, let's check
So I'm cruising over this gap. That turn right there,
Yeah.
go over that gap. My front wheel went over the coping going around the bowl.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't remember it because I smacked so hard. This is what people told me. My front wheel went over and I must have smashed my face. Nothing was there, just off the coping. And then my eyes rolled back into my skull and people knew it was serious. So they called the ambulance. I remember waking up and asking once because I broke my teeth a few days later. So I was kind of remembering that as I woke up. I was like, are my teeth gone? And I could feel them. I was like, they're fucking gone. I couldn't talk right. Like everything was all numb.
Crazy.
And it was so numb that I didn't feel any pain. Thank God in my face, no pain until I slept at night.
Right.
Basically, so yeah, they called the ambulance. I woke up when the ambulance was getting there, and there's a pool at that skate park. So the
What skate park
lifeguards
is
came
this?
over.
I didn't see
Fawn
it.
Hill,
Okay.
my old hometown.
Yep.
So the lifeguards were over there, and then they apparently I asked like 20 times that I don't remember, are my teeth gone? And
Crazy, man.
yeah, I remember asking once, and then the paramedics were walking in. My dad's kind of pissed because I just broke my teeth a few days earlier and got them fixed.
Fucking expensive.
So my
Now-
dad's sitting there smiling for the camera, and then I'm kind of like waking up. I put my thumbs up, are my teeth gone, kind of shit. And then I remember getting to the hospital. They were like, "Can you walk to the hospital bed?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, like, I'm fine." Ooh, just like all over the place. They had to help me to the bed, and it's just scary to think about the stuff that you don't remember when you hit your head. You wonder what you actually did to your brain. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's 2 other times in my life where I did that afterwards. Like one time I fell on my face in that same bowl, doing that gap backwards, jumping from the wall into the bowl, apparently just face first. And by the time that I gained consciousness, I was on the other side of the park with a black eye, and I was on the phone with the ambulance, and I had to look around, guys, what am I supposed to say? And they were like, you're on the phone with the paramedics. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, you guys don't have to come, it's okay. I hung up, and then they're like, you have to call your dad too. You called your dad. I'm like, I'm just waking up, guys, what's going on? They're like, you were walking around.
That's crazy.
It's scary
Yeah.
stuff. I don't like that at all. But your brain is like programmed to kind of like block out memories like that. Like if I remembered knocking out my teeth, I don't think I'd ride a bike to this day. And that's what Brandon Began said about that half cab, man. Like if he could remember that, he'd probably be out of the game. Like it's not fun. Like you don't want to think about smashing your face.
I can definitely kind of agree on that because anybody that knows me knows that I've smashed my teeth out more than fucking anybody. Like, you know, it started out years ago. This is when I was in grade 12. I fucking hit my face really, really hard going around a bowl corner. So, like, it was an oververt corner. I kind of, like, was going around it and ended up getting my front wheel over the coping. And same thing where, like, I didn't run pegs at the time.
Yep,
So
same
just
as me.
face right into the coping.
No way.
Knocked out. Tooth literally came, like, so badly that even to this day it's affected me where the tooth, the root of it, because it's one of my front teeth, came out the front. So it ripped all the gums, all the bones that are inside of your gums, all the way out. And even to this day, you can see that, like, you know, my fucking gums are fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo,
they're...
those gums
I
are
see that.
Yeah, dude. So there's, like, not enough there to the point on where in order to get an implant, which I've been looking at, is going to cost me a ridiculous amount of money.
Not
And
worth
I
it.
actually have to get a bone graft just to fix my
that's
gums. So
Yeah.
there's that. And then, you know, about a year goes by, not even. I end up smashing my fucking teeth again and moving all of them on this side all the way in. At all in when my forks broke. So I was hitting a box jump, just fork snapped right in half. Like no warning, just right to my fucking face on the concrete. After hitting like the biggest box jump there, going super high. And, you know, I sat at the hospital for fucking probably 6 hours of my teeth just shoved right like in. So then, you know, they throw some numbing in and it's really graphic, but they had to do 3 needles in the roof of my mouth, not the gums, the roof of my fucking mouth.
That.
Like one over here, one on the inside there, one over here, so that they could pull them back, and then you know, try and brace them a little bit, and then obviously you gotta hop at a fucking CAT scan, check your brain, everything, make sure you're okay. And then, you know, a little while goes by after that, and we're filming for Space Goats, and I end up fucking landing right on my face, like on a rail. Like I popped off weird and just fucking right over the bars, right on
I
my
remember
face,
that
knocked
clip.
my tooth out again, or at least knocked it out of place. Didn't come all the way out, and you know, I think out of anybody, I have earned the right to wear a full face helmet. You know, I ride one now like all the time just because fuck, man, I'm not doing that again.
I got my Fox 2020 helmet coming in March.
Nice. Yeah, I have to get a new one. I have just an old Giro helmet. It's really heavy, so I gotta fucking get a new one.
They're super light, about as heavy as this hat, and $350, which is definitely a lot. But they used to
It's
be
a
like
lot, but
$500 for a
that's the
light
thing,
helmet.
man. If you start looking into full face helmets and you start looking into some of the downhill carbon fiber helmets, they start at about $800 for carbon fiber.
Yeah, that's crazy. But these ones are not carbon fiber, but they're like I had
super
some
light.
I had some. I don't know what they were, but for some reason they were in our work and we were able to look at them. The Fox rep was showing them off to us, and I tried it on, and literally maybe a tiny bit heavier than this hat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
Crazy.
man.
Turn
William would like to call you Toothless Stumpy, by the way.
Toothless Stumpy.
There you go.
Toothless Stumpy. Wow.
Oh, fuck. So, yeah, we were talking about the worst slam you had and, you know, landing on your face and knocking your teeth out. We said a couple people that influence your riding, right?
Yeah.
Who are some of the other people that influence, like, your park riding or your, you know, the stuff that you do on a pump track? Because, like, some of the stuff you're doing on a pump track was really
I got to bring something
really
up
cool.
with Brayden in a little bit. Or
Okay.
right now.
Do it right now, and
Do it
I'll
now,
hop
yeah.
back on
Do it
this.
right now.
You used to ride chainless on purpose.
Oh my god,
Okay.
I wanted to ask that.
Okay.
I've completely forgot. How the fuck did you start getting into chainless, and why is that a thing?
Did you ride sprocketless too?
I did ride sprocketless for a while because it was just extra.
I have
out there.
seen like one other person doing that.
There's this guy. I don't think he's watching. His name's Ian Scott. Kills
Okay.
it on a bike. He's from Niagara Falls area. He made it seem okay to do it because I kind of always had that idea in my head, like something different. But it wasn't just like, why don't you take your chain off? He did that, and everybody looked at him weird. And I remember, I'll take that for now. Take it in a minute. But yeah, I saw him like always pushing around town. It looked crazy. And he apparently went to joyride and stuff and like whipped the box jumps and stuff. And everybody's like, you don't have a chain. What are you doing?
That's
And
crazy.
it was just super cool. And he was like a really cool rider. That's kind of, I followed after him. I blast these hips really big in Font Hill. And he would do it without a chain too, stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
And then I kind of just took after that when I took my chain off. And then I just kept going with it longer than Ian did for sure. But Ian was kind of the ringleader of that.
Fair enough.
And there was only us two that did that in Font Hill.
Hell
for a
yeah.
while, at least.
So I don't want to interrupt, but if anybody has any questions for you, please call in now. You can use the link in my Instagram bio, or not the link, but the contact button in my Instagram bio. You should find a phone number there. Call in and ask some questions, man. Let's do this.
Call now. If you love me at all, you'll call now.
Oh, yeah. Let's, you know. What else you got there? So you're saying, you know, you rode chainless, and that's how you kind of got into it.
It just kind of turned into my style, because, like, everybody for sure always looked at me on a bike, because I was just so stoked on bikes all the time. But, like, when I took my chain off, I realized, like, you show up to the skate park, everybody's like, look at this kid, and then you rip the bullet all in. And they're just like, holy fuck, like, he's, like, as good as us, and he has no chain on. And it's just a really good feeling, and then you're also nice about it. You're not, like, cocky or anything. And then you just end up having a really good conversation with them, and I love that part of BMX, because, like, I was always that kind of small, annoying kid, but when I took off my chain, everybody wanted to talk to me.
Well, I think a big part of it, too, is when you ride chainless, you really need to learn how to pump. And I think, honestly, it's probably a good thing for a lot of people to ride chainless for a month. Just learn how to pump and learn how to pump, like, the smallest transitions. Because, like, dude, I rode the bullet all in for 9 months straight.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't think I really had to pedal much in there unless I was doing the big hip to wall gap. That's like,
crazy.
Oh, I love that gap. That was the fucking best shit ever.
It's deadly.
Or just ride with Aaron Oaks all the time.
Yeah, Aaron's
is
pretty
crazy.
fucking nuts, man.
But yeah, one that inspired me to keep going chainless as well, I went to Joyride my first time.
Yeah.
Having the worst
Like your
day
first time
probably.
chainless?
First time at Joyride. Chainless, too.
Okay.
So I'm riding the street section, I'm riding the park section. I'm like, whoa, like this park room is really big. Like I'm a small 14, 15-year-old. Like this isn't that much fun. What if BMX isn't what I thought it was? And then like I'm just ripping around. I have videos. I wasn't doing anything cool. And then I rode the jump line, and I see Drew Bazanson come in. I was at the foam pit, and then I went to the jump line after I saw him.
Yep.
And I was super stoked to see him, but then he like called me over because he was talking to my dad. My dad's like, yeah, that's my son. And he called me over. He picks up my bike. He's like, dude, like it's chainless, dude. Like that's pretty fucking sick. Not too many
That's
little
cool.
kids. Not too many little kids do that.
That's cool
And
that
he's
Drew
like,
Gazans is like, yo, look at this.
I
This
felt
is
like I
cool.
was doing shit though, and he's like, dude, like you're really killing it on that intermediate jump line. Like I haven't seen anybody float like a little kid like that flow that in a while that well, and you don't have a chain. Like you're doing really good. And I was like,
Hell yeah.
Best day ever. Turned from the shittiest day to the best day ever just because of one opinion from a Red Bull rider.
I love those intermediate jumps at Joyride,
They're fun,
especially
man.
They're
if
fun.
it's like if you go there and you ride for a couple hours or whatever, you go and you start to like ride them at 9 p.m. right about an hour before they close. There's not a lot of people there, so you can start to hit them backwards. You're just like, hey, don't go. I'm gonna hit them backwards.
Yeah, it's the
I
whole
love doing that. So like,
no transfers.
that's the thing. You just
Yeah,
go
no
backwards.
transfers. That's so funny.
If you start doing them backwards, you can kind of come around that like little berm hip thing that they made the opposite way, so you'll gap into it, come around and pull off.
Yo,
If you start to hit the intermediate jumps where you would first be going backwards, you're going super big, super high, and when you land in the second one, which would be the first one you'd hit, I guess, on the big side,
Yep.
you would be going up into the like landing, but it's like the perfect step up if you get enough speed where you're going over the side of it. I don't know. It's hard to explain
Yeah.
unless you're there. But it's a lot of fun. Definitely try and hit them backwards. I really love that jump line, though, because you can do the transfers as long as people aren't going. Like, I've turned down a ton of those gaps. I've T-bogged it. I want to 3 it, but I'm kind of a bitch. And I'm like, I don't
Me
want
too. Don't worry.
to die. So
3s are really scary. I've actually just started
least for
to get
transfers.
a little comfortable with them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I 360'd over a car, like literally out of a bowl over the car. So
Yeah.
like not
Shout
like
out
it's set up
to
level.
Okay.
Ryan Van Stemp, Andy's older brother. He 3'd over a car and the exact same thing snapped a frame.
Yeah, I saw that. It was fucked. But I 3'd it and pulled it. So I'm probably
It's
better,
like-
but I don't even know where that clip would be. I'd have to find it on Instagram, but I'll try and share that one of these days. It's a good clip.
Was that Mr. Crane's car? you
Yeah, it
3'd
was
over?
Brandon Crane's car. I 360'd over it out of the bowl at the odd.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was a good one, man. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. So we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Fuck yeah.
How's it feel, man?
Pretty good.
It's pretty
I'm
good,
stoked
eh?
to be here. Like,
Yeah, it's
I'm
a lot of
Brayden
fun.
was
really
so hyped.
stoked.
Hell yeah.
Couldn't stop talking about it all week at work, just like every 5 minutes right when it dies down. Joel, I'm so stoked for like the next few nights, and then like tonight, like
Hell yeah, man. That's sick. So, I like to try and end them off about 2 hours, and we actually just finished all the questions that I have on here. So, unless anybody's going to call in now, we're going to end her off.
call in, call in.
Yeah, call
minute or
in,
two.
man. Tell us what you got. So what are your plans to, how long you actually, I forgot to ask this, how long are you going to try and ride every single day?
Today 420.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like that.
Nice.
All because of this one kid. I can't remember what his Instagram was. Sorry about that. I was at 120 and he's like 300 more days to go, and I was like, good end
That's
goal.
a good answer.
And, I just got a request from William to show this picture. This kid, so that when the pump track was first made,
Yep.
he's a co-worker of mine. He works at Totally Spoked. He really smashed his face out bad.
Nice.
The first day was open before I even got to ride it.
Okay.
So Caleb, would you mind holding that up to the camera? Take a look at that really quick.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I've
I
actually
look like
fallen
that
at the
once or
same
twice.
spot. It's a spot where you can definitely make a mistake, but usually it'll
It
just
looks
fly
like my
off.
face after the Metro
He
Jam.
kind of
Nice.
slid out and then into the next jump. He kind of
Yeah.
stayed on the pump track. So that's Jared Fleming.
Oh, I know Jared. You can't really see it.
Yeah.
You saw it a little bit, but yeah, that's Jared Fleming. Yeah.
Basically, face equals fucked.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But-
Yeah, it really sucked to see.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it happen, but like I just heard about it, and then he was in the hospital. I was like, no way that actually happened. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah, man, fucking, your face is important. Wear a full face, or at least wear a helmet, I think it's important. But,
That was a day when I think he didn't have his helmet on, and he's that kid. He used to not even ride down the street without a helmet.
damn. It happens, man.
So
It happens
tough.
to the best of us. So, I've got a crazy story that I've told 1,000 times on the podcast, but I'll tell you afterwards about it. And,
Cool.
So, what are your plans? Are you going to try and, you're obviously going to try and make it to, 420 days, but are you going to try and celebrate when you make it to 1 year of riding every single day? What are you going to do
You
for that?
better fucking
So
celebrate.
basically, I'm definitely gonna celebrate. I'm gonna go out and party hard.
Yeah.
Like, day 364, the end of that day, going out and partying. Basically tomorrow night for day 200. I don't know. I have to find a way out of town. I have to do something cool for day 200. but it might not happen. Like I might just be stuck in Stratford, but it's still day 200 no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm partying tomorrow night with my friend Will Brewski. He's from Niagara Falls, where I used to live.
Hell yeah.
He's driving down. We're gonna have a little party at my house. Not even a party, just like it'll get together. A couple friends from Stratford, him. Just
Hell yeah, man. I like that.
It's gonna be great. Hopefully, I don't party too hard and then not be able to ride the next day, but we'll figure it out. I got Mondays off.
In the summer, when you hit day 365, you're more than welcome to come stay in London
Day
for the weekend.
365 will be July.
Actually, if it is a weekend.
July 5th, guys.
Nice. I like that you planned that out.
Cool.
You know, I'm gonna do a DIY jam this year, where like I'm really stressing about it because it's January. I need to have it ready for August is when I'm trying to plan it. But I want to do a DIY jam. Should definitely come out to that.
I'll be there. If I can't find a ride, I will bike out.
How's that gonna work? It's just
I gotta find some fucking piece of land somewhere that's abandoned, and I'm gonna build a bunch of ramps there. That's essentially how this is gonna go.
You should get people to like, if they want to, bring an obstacle out.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tell everybody to bring anything you got. Let's fucking do this. But anyways, as I was gonna say here, I don't know if you have been doing this, but I think a really good idea would be to film a single trick that you do every single day for, from the starting of when you started this to the end of it, and then make a web video of it and like explaining why you did it and how long you went with it and like everything. Cause I think that would really blow up. And I think it'd be something that like you could show the world how important it is to ride every day.
What do you mean a single trick? Like,
just every day that you go out riding, you film something.
Yeah.
Not like something crazy. It doesn't have to be the biggest
not like
gap.
The same trick, but like you film a trick.
I know he posts
every
on
single
Instagram
day.
almost
every single day. There's like that's why I got to get away from the trainer. It's not cool, but it still counts. So I'm trying to get on the fat bikes more, so it's still pedaling a
fat bikes are incredible.
Very incredible. The gearing's set up all differently. Lower tire pressure. You can climb a wall.
Literally, man. I think it'd be really cool to take a video every single day and post that once you're finished. Like, edit it all together. Be like, I did however many days, 420 days. Or, you did 420 days plus 69 days. You know what I mean? Like, any of those days.
69 days. That'd be doable, because at 420 days... 69 days would feel like a week.
Yeah, it'd be like nothing, right? So, but yeah, that's kind of what I think. Do you have any plans for like anything like that, or are you just doing this mainly for you?
Doing it mainly for me, man. But
hell yeah.
Yeah, that is a good idea. And if I could find a way to save the videos back from Instagram, pretty much, I can get all those back on my phone, because like my phone runs out of storage all the time. I gotta get a computer that I put it on. So I just delete a lot of the videos, but I can get them back for sure. And then still make that collage, because there's a video for every single freaking day, whether it's the trainer or on my actual bike. Every day there's a video.
Go find all of those videos, re-download them, put them on some sort of USB drive, do whatever you need to do, keep all of them. And I'm telling you, go through and figure out exactly what day was which, place them so that it's from day 1 to day 420. And then post it, because I bet you that it will really do well. It's not really about doing well, but it's really about the progression and what you'll see at the end of the day. Like for me, filming full-length videos, it's not even about my video part or everybody else's video part. It's about watching the progression from, almost 4 years ago now, we started Space Goats. 3 years later, we finished it, and all the clips from the first year, I didn't even fucking use them because we did so good. We literally filmed so much shit that was so good that what's the point? We have we don't have enough space for it. We can't include all of it, but it's one of those things where like
it'd be cool
you see the odd clip where it's like I filmed this date 3 years ago, and it really means a lot. You know what I mean?
Really means a lot, and also look where we are 3 years later. Like, it shows that it's like so many people say it's a waste of time, and I hate that. It's really not.
It's not. That's the thing, really not. BMX, I think, is so much more than just a waste of time or a way to spend your time. I think that it's so much more, and like I don't know, you can look at the culture of it. Like the best way to look at it right now is that you're from London, Ontario. You're from Stratford. I'm from Kitchener.
Yeah.
I met you because we went to the same skate park years ago.
Yep.
Since then, we filmed a full-length video part for you. We've hung out multiple times. I know that I can fucking count on you all the time. You told your girlfriend you were coming to hang out with me when in reality you came to Kitchener to buy a wedding ring for her
True.
and then hang out with
Yeah.
me.
Oh,
You know what I
was an
mean?
excuse.
That's the thing. It's one of those things that like BMX goes so
Wow.
far down where like it's incredible. You know what I mean? It's not just about the fact that we both ride a 20-inch bike. It's the fact that we both love that we ride a 20-inch bike. You know what I mean? And that you love riding a 20-inch bike. It's all about that. Hello, Nibbler. She's going to come hang out.
Nibbler's awesome, man. I think
Dude,
that
she's
was my
fucking
favorite.
huge.
I was just gonna say that's a big fucking rabbit.
She's only 8 months old. She's
Oh
going
my
to be
God.
bigger.
I was stalking your Instagram earlier today. I saw one of your rabbits likes to do wall rides.
That's her.
That's her?
That's
And
her.
Where was it?
It was over that door. Yeah,
Jesus.
she'll jump out and she'll like jump off the door
That's
and
awesome.
over the gate. It's incredible. It's awesome. I wish I could get another video of it, but it's just kind of difficult.
Yeah. it's
Um,
actually-
You probably do the curved wall ride at all in.
Oh, definitely,
That'd
dude.
be awesome. Just get a bunny rabbit running across the curved wall ride.
Well, she's so fast too. Like they didn't do it tonight, but most nights, like Senna and Nibbler will be hanging out in here, and then all of a sudden they'll just start chasing each other around the room, and they're so fast. Like I feel bad for my neighbors downstairs because they're constantly like thump and then like run around, do everything. It's awesome, man. But yeah. Anyways, I was saying, make a web video, do something like that, show off how long you've rode for. Yeah. Keep riding, man. You're 2 days away from 200. I
Thank you
can't
so
wait
much.
for that.
I cannot express enough that how stoked I am that you made it this far.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm so stoked. I don't
Caleb
even
did
feel like-
31 days because he's
Hey,
a bitch.
buddy,
I
it was
remember- no, he's not a
33.
bitch.
33.
I remember doing it with him, and it wasn't like we were competing, but it was like, who's gonna quit first, sort of thing. Because you kind of
Okay, I quit first because I flew out to Halifax.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't know
And I
that at the
couldn't
time
bring my
either. I
bike.
thought you were just too tired or something. So I was like, wow, this really says something. But now that I know that
Wow,
makes
this
a lot
really
of sense.
says that you're kind of a bitch.
Yeah, I know. I know.
But yeah, it was
Oh,
like we were
fuck.
competing, so not really competing, but seeing who would go longer.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here at 200 days, man.
William says he can't even do the curved wall ride. Well, my rabbit is going to do it,
Yeah,
so
Will
chill
can't.
the
Will
fuck
can't.
out.
It's so funny. We'll try to teach him every time we go there, and it's just.
Here's the thing,
it's-
Will.
It's not his thing.
Go low. If you try and
low.
go up and high and then come around,
You'll
you'll
fall
never do it. You'll just keep gaining way too much speed and coming down it. You need to go low and even around the whole thing.
I've never told him that. Props to that. That's
There
good
you go,
advice.
man.
That's true.
That's how you do it, Will. I expect you to tag me in the video when you do get
We're
it.
doing it next time we go, Will.
Hell yeah.
Bring Will next time you come.
I'll try it because he's really funny. Kind of seems dumb, but he's really smart. He's at Laurier.
He's kind of fucking retarded, but like he's
No,
kind of funny.
You're speaking facts. You're speaking facts. Like I think he's retarded, but he's like.
I don't even know who this little guy is.
No, like I'm sorry, Will. You're super smart, but like, no, his sense of humor is out there for
Oh
sure.
shit.
It's awesome. He's a great guy.
I love it.
Yeah, he's at Laurier right now.
Hell yeah, man.
It's crazy.
Oh fuck. All right. You guys got anything else to add?
I got nothing.
I'd say that's it.
It's a
Just stoked
pretty
to be
good
riding
one.
bikes every day.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out today. Let's get a little cheers going
Yeah.
here. Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you guys. And to 200 days, man.
200 days right here.
Let's get it. 200 more plus 20 more.
Oh, of course. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for watching this. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.
Gang. Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Wow, that was like really